Thanos. Like it's the perfect analogy.
Yes, he is.
He is 100% Thanos.
He motherfucking convinced Wade to go to Chicago.
Hey,
Wade to Cleveland.
Yeah.
People forgot that Dwayne Wade suited up for the Cavs.
For what? Yeah, that was fucking insane.
People have no idea that occurred. I have a Dwayne Wade Cavs jersey.
Is it a jersey or a t-shirt?
You should burn that
t-shirt.
That is
I knew
it's
a t-shirt.
It's a t-shirt. I'm not jersey guy. I don't wear basketball jerseys.
Wasn't Shaq a Cleveland Cavaliers too?
He was. Shaq
for a
was
couple
a Cav.
years, for a minute.
Unfucking.
And here's the funny thing. Only because the Cavs wouldn't give up their prized rookie for Amari. The Cavs could have had Amari and LeBron, and they were like, nah, we'll just do the pick for Shaq.
So stupid. And then
Amari became a free agent and was like a stud for 2.5 years before he
before microfracture surgery. Yep.
Yeah.
For the knees, man.
Beast with LeBron. But no, LeBron comes to town. It's constant drama. It's constant turmoil. It's constant media. It's constant hype. Everything is overanalyzed. They trade every asset the team has under the sun.
All of our all-stars gone.
Under the threat that LeBron will leave. He constantly dangles that out.
Then he still leaves.
And he if a player crosses him wrong way on the court, off the court, they're gone. They trade half the team every trade deadline. Like, this is the LeBron way. And then he leaves, and you are left with shambles. The great Thanos snap. You've got no picks. You've got no players.
If we don't somehow get Bronny James, we're going to lose LeBron, and I'm sure AD will walk too. And we'll have nothing.
Those 2 years after LeBron left, and starting to finally see the Heat team.
You still had Bosch, though. So you think it was that bad? You have no idea how bad it could be.
It was, because
you weren't watching Mo Williams and the gang losing 30 straight. Okay.
That is true. But I
at least, the Heat always have that. We're going to grind something out. We're going to do something.
Or in Miami, there is always, hey, do you want to come to the beach and pay no state taxes, and we'll just get some players? Cleveland doesn't have that. Nobody ever comes.
Yeah.
But you also, I'm going to blame LeBron for Chris Bosh's blood clots in retirement. I'm just going to blame him. That's what I'm going to say. That's LeBron's fault.
I wasn't going to say for the blood clots, but Chris Bosh had to change his game so much when LeBron came. I think it kind of fucked him up completely.
Sorry about your cat.
See, what's funny about that, I was going to say, would LeBron and Amari have worked? Because inside players never work with LeBron. Is Amari going to shoot threes?
Probably for about a year and a half. I think they could have given it one good run that season, and then maybe the next year, and then it would have fell.
Yeah.
Fallen apart. Yeah.
Yep,
LeBron doesn't play with anybody for very long.
No.
I'm surprised he's been here with AD this long. I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm shocked.
Well,
I heard
hasn't been there that long.
I heard the other day he is now suited up in more games as a Laker than he did with the Heat.
Wow.
I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But
that's
has AD really been there? He's been there.
Oh, no, I'm saying on the same team. I don't mean actually present. Mr. Glass is barely on the court.
That's funny.
He's there.
I'm thinking of the coach
he's not there.
I'm thinking of the coach taking attendance in the morning like a teacher. Yeah. He's like, LeBron James here. Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Davis.
I was thinking.
Tony.
AD.
Is it Tony? Tony Davis? Anybody seen Anthony? No. Bueller?
If this was school, he'd have been kicked out already. Nah,
for
man,
real.
You done missed half a year. You can't. You need to talk to your parents or something. This is some bullshit.
That's good. Thank you, Joe, for your condolences. My son is all up in his feelings. He's pretty upset about it. He's up there yelling. I told my son last game, they had to win the last game, not this game. When I was like, that's the game. If you lose this game, you're done. You're done. Period. I don't care if they come out of Cleveland and win. Series is over. The Cavs just didn't get anything from their bench. Nothing. Absolutely almost zero from their bench. And then for 2 games, Donovan didn't even show up. You're not going to win like that. The Cavs are too top heavy. No, they got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, my Lakers are down right now, 108-94. I expect them to drop this game. I really hope your Heat beat the Bucks, though. I would love to see Jimmy Buckets take Giannis out. It would make me so happy.
I don't want to jinx it. So I'm not going to say nothing, but I am.
Eternal fan thing. I gave that up. That's the thing. Before LeBron, like before the championship the Cavs had, I was that guy. I was always believing in hoaxes and everything. And after I've seen my team actually win, I can never be taken away from me. Now I'm the opposite guy. Now just be constant optimism, just talk shit. Like that's the fun part of sports. I can't be living in fear anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. That's the Cleveland way. It's a Cleveland fan perspective, and I'm not about that life.
Once this round is over with, then I don't care because we weren't able to get this far.
You're playing with house money. See, that's not any fun.
Yeah.
You got to win it now.
I operate on the zero expectation scale.
Light the beam. Look what Sacramento's doing. Be Sacramento, Delvin. You're a Heat fan. You're not supposed to be scared. What are you scared of? You're not winning a championship anyway. What do you have to fear?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Fuck that. We're the Heat.
Be optimistic. If you win, great. If you lose, we were supposed to lose anyway. Nobody even knows
what state Milwaukee's in. Get the fuck.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee belongs to like 8 states. It's like Nebraska. It's Iowa. It's Missouri. Who knows? Who knows?
It might even be part of Minnesota. Who knows?
Take your shit. Go somewhere else. Hey, go back to Middle America.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm rooting for your Heat, man. I love Jimmy Butler. That is it's my kind of player.
Dude showed up the other day.
He just gets it done,
He does.
Sometimes, not always.
Not always, but he's always going to be out there.
That's what separates him from that class.
Yeah, he's going to play his ass off. I'll be perfectly honest. If they would have beat the Lakers in the finals in that bubble year, I would have been totally okay with that.
Yeah,
that's how much I like Jimmy Butler. Yeah. So,
anyway, you ready to start
the show?
Podcast? You want to do the thing?
Let's start the show.
Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games Podcast, Playoff Edition. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined, as always, by Donnie E, the Hype Reese, and Delvin, who is the Gold Ranger today. Oh, it's Kirby. Red Dead Kirby.
Red Dead Kirby, guys. What do you think of that?
I got a white tee.
Optimus Prime. What?
The GOAT.
Don't you hate on Optimus? All right.
I saw the trailer for the Transformers movie.
Beast Wars or whatever it's called.
That's like the extent of my entire Transformers knowledge. I have none. I don't know anything about Transformers.
Did you see that the Transformers have lips now?
Didn't they have lips before?
No.
Didn't they get lips?
They have like lips. They have like lips like.
Why?
Instagram model lips.
Are all the Transformers movies like that, or is this one specifically like trying to rip off a Marvel movie?
No, they're all just pretty terrible. All the
I would have swore. Didn't they start giving them lips in one of the originals of the trilogy? Like one of the second or third one?
They got like lips.
Yeah, the two idiots. Those two like twins. Didn't they have lips?
Not like this. I got to show you the picture. This shit's
no, you don't have to show me. I'm good. I'm good.
Hate these movies. Bumblebee was decent. I will say that.
Bumblebee was good.
Yeah, this is made by the person who made Bumblebee, so I will watch it, but I am scared.
First off, John, no. Beast Wars was not good. Beast Wars was trash.
No, it wasn't.
Listen,
I could not stand horrible. Beast Wars. It was awful.
You're going to watch it anyway.
You are. And so am I, because my son loves Transformers.
He's like, listen, I might give it you were going to watch it anyway, man. So just come on.
Yeah, I might have a choice.
Quit acting.
Transformers is the one franchise
you have a choice.
That fools me every time. No, I don't.
You absolutely have a choice.
So much.
Your son is old enough. He's not bugging you. You have a choice. You can say, no, this is where it stops. I don't have to do this.
Are his Cleveland Browns.
Yes, exactly. You nailed it. My son doesn't give a fuck about Transformers like that.
Exactly. So then you do have a
Does
choice. You
anybody?
can be like, I'm not doing this. I'm not seeing this.
Oh, plenty of people do.
I have
Plenty of people love
You
Transformers.
are the person that, like, when somebody says Transformers to me, you are the only person that comes to mind. I've only met one person
I have so
like
much
you.
Transformers shit in my house. So much.
I
have
love
like 3 or
Transformers,
4
but I love Transformers 84. It does not go past
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think
the
I would
originals.
ever say
G1
like, I
is
know
it.
a Transformers fan until I met Delvin. I was like, oh,
Yes. I'm a huge Transformers fan.
they do exist.
Why?
And Captain America.
That thing is even still too small for your wall. It
It
just
really is. It's
it's too small.
It looks like
it
you
is
hung
by
a-
And
itself.
it's not small.
It looks like you hung a
It's
decorative
literally the
plate
size of
on
a
the wall.
shield.
Right. It's a decorative plate. It
I'll just
looks
put a
like it looks
decorative-
tiny.
It looks like a nacho platter.
Right.
Like you're about to
wouldn't be
serve
bad.
snacks.
It's Captain
would be pretty bad
Sadness.
if
That's
these
not
nachos
Captain
are there.
America.
Something at like a
Captain
fourth
America.
grader's birthday party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Captain
You need a
Sadness is what
Real
that is, sir.
shield.
Yeah.
It is.
You're gonna
it's the
show
size
up
of
with a
real
shield. You need a real shield.
I don't
You
wanna put
you
that
either
out.
need to
I
move
Things
closer
couldn't
to the
stop
wall or put bigger things on there
I
because
let it
it's
move-
not working. It's
I
not
need to
working.
move close to the wall because it makes it look smaller. I need to move closer to the wall. I need to move this whole heavy ass
That's what she
desk
said.
closer to the wall. Yeah, that is what she said.
Objects are smaller than they appear. Well, we got our basketball talk out of the way early. That somehow
Sure.
came from Cleveland Browns talk. So hope you guys heard the pre-show and got your basketball fix.
This is the
So
Cleveland Browns talk.
Didn't
You're all
too bad.
saved.
yeah, God, Cleveland Browns.
Shout out Kelly Holcomb, Brian Hoyer,
Derek Anderson.
real ones.
I like that.
Yeah. No, he doesn't get to be gold coin. We're not even going to respectfully call him that until he gives us some
You don't have
tapes.
to.
All right.
Nah,
It's not. He's not. It's not even real. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. There was no rap career for Delvin. It didn't exist. It's not real.
good. Even better.
Sorry, Rude Days. Your whole bumper gone. Gone. No respect.
God
None.
damn it.
Yeah, you know what? That's going to be your name from now on. That's the shame that you're going to have to live with.
Yeah, we've been over
No
this.
more. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, Donnie, tell me about your
Yo.
week, man. What's been up? What you been playing? What you been up to?
I finished Resident Evil 4.
All right.
Oh,
Yep. Couldn't let Delvin get that over on me. Delvin last week was like, I'm playing. I think I might be ahead of you. I was like, well, we'll see about that. That shit
I don't
can't
put a stop
fly.
to this shit.
Hold my
so
beer.
Finished it. It was great. I've been playing PGA 2K. Now that EA officially is trash, I was like, well, I might as well get back into this. And I didn't play a lot of it because it did feel like a lot of the same, right? So I felt like I maybe needed that extended break. But now that it's been a while since it's released, they've got all kinds of they're doing the battle pass thing. They have a season of all these activities and things to do. So there's a lot of new content that's there. They've got NBA stuff. You can get a Heat jersey and shit in PGA 2K
Oh, wow.
if you want.
That's pretty cool.
And then I'm playing Advance Wars, which I talked about on Shaq. I've played a bit more of it since Shaq. I've played probably 6 or 7 hours into it. I think I'm mission 12 or 13, 14, something like that.
Okay.
It's great. Yeah, I don't want to go too long into it. It's pretty awesome. It's Advance Wars. Nothing too new about it. It is Advance Wars. It plays like Advance Wars. It's got a new look, but it runs and plays great on Switch. Not that I expect either of you to be too interested. So we'll leave the
I played a
Switch
little
talk
bit of it.
for
Played the intro.
Shackland. Oh, did you play? Are you actually going to play Advance
Yeah.
Wars?
Yes, I
Oh, look at you.
Wow, look at you. I stand corrected. It's
I
your
ain't
first
taking
time
it.
playing
Played the intro,
Advance Wars? Or you played it before?
This is my first time playing it.
Yeah.
Never played it, but it looks cool. I like, this looks great. It's right up my alley for what I played so far.
Yeah, I never had my own portable. My first portable was 3DS. So my knowledge of Advance Wars comes from magazines and stuff. I played Advance Wars when I was younger, I think either a friend's handheld or on the school bus or something like that. I've definitely played it, but I never had it to myself and could play the whole thing.
So I'm assuming Advance Wars came out to Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I had one of those,
Yeah.
but I'd never heard about this game until very recently.
I got really into Battalion Wars. It was also on GameCube, I think. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes,
that might
it
have
was.
been where I played it. Yeah, I think that's where I played, where I really played it. Because GameCube is when I got into especially like the RTS thing. But GameCube is definitely, when I think of GameCube, I think of like Fire Emblem and I think of Advance Wars thing. That's where I found those franchises. But yeah, no, I'm digging it. It's more strategic and it's more in depth than Fire Emblem is. So you got to get used to that. There's like an economy to uphold. There's factories. There's lots of different units. There's lots of different strategies. It's slower. It's a slower game. Takes a little bit longer to play.
Very colorful.
Oh yeah, I dig the look. A lot of people don't. They're just really tied to like the OG sprite work, and I mean I am too. I like the OG as well, but like I like the new look as well. I'm okay with it. It's a pretty good offering.
Yeah, I like it.
2 full games with multiplayer and online and everything. Like I'm really digging what I'm playing. I'm like, this is, it just really soaks up time. It's a simple game, but like it's good though. Advance Wars is good. It's addictive. So I'm digging it.
Nice.
What I really want to talk about, Sean Capri TV is here.
What's up, Sean?
Is I went and
What up,
saw
Sean?
Evil Dead Rise
Oh, how was it?
this weekend. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Evil Dead Rise was
I can't
incredible.
wait to see that.
When I first saw the first trailer, I was in what did we went to go see? I took my wife we went to go see something. I don't even remember what it was. And we saw
Cocaine
the trailer.
Bear.
Cocaine Bear, yeah, probably, yeah. And we saw the trailer and my wife was like, I don't want to go see that with you. Like she just get the trailer. She was like, then she turned, she's like, you can see that one by yourself. And I told her, I was just based on the trailer, I was like, that's probably gonna be bad. I was like, but could be the best horror movie of the year. Like maybe, like there's a chance, and that chance is what they landed on. Like they nailed it. They nailed it. It's super gory. It's blood soaked in all the Evil Dead ways. It feels like Evil Dead. It's really ties into the lore of Evil. Like it fits. And the thing that I just wanted to say, like if I was to tell anybody like about the movies, I'm so thankful for the Evil Dead franchise. Because you look at all the other franchises we've had to live through and what they've done to Texas Chainsaw, and what they've done to Nightmare, and what they've done to Friday the 13th, like what they do to these franchises to try and make them relevant and modern. And then you look at the Evil Dead, where we have the Evil Dead reboot, the remake in 2013. While divisive, I still think most people agree it's really good.
Yes.
I love it. And then you have this one, which is totally excellent. Like if you were to put all of these movies in a box set, they totally fit together, right? And there is not one that like you wouldn't condone or you wouldn't consider canon or it's different. Like no, these all fit together. These are great, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Nice.
Yeah. You can even throw Ash vs. Evil Dead in there.
Which I haven't watched. I own it all, and I just I'm not that into TV. So there's like something that I absolutely love, and I still haven't watched.
If you like Army of Darkness,
it's like 9 seasons of a show, which is why I haven't watched.
Really?
It's so much. Yeah, there's so much to it. Yeah.
I think the only one I've ever seen of this series is Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
It's the only one I can recall.
That probably makes sense.
That one's canon.
I saw that one in Cleveland, actually.
I would have figured you'd watch Evil Dead 2. But definitely not the first one. I don't think the first one's for you. This Evil Dead Rise is like the reboot and Evil Dead. Like it fits in the horror frame, not like the comedic elements.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the comedic elements of Army of
course.
Darkness.
Well, you would like Ash vs. Evil Dead. Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Give me some sugar, baby.
And it's really gory.
Yeah, it's
really gory and violent. It's a good
like
mix.
Silly gory or like
No. Like Evil Dead gory.
See, that doesn't mean anything to me because I've never seen them. The only gore that I can associate with it is Army of Darkness, which was silly. Okay. So if it wasn't that, I have no frame of reference.
It has the silliness of Army of Darkness, but it's a lot more darker and like brutal than you would expect. The Army of Darkness movies are kind of brutal, but nothing like the Evil Dead movies. It's a good mix. Okay. I highly recommend it. I thought the show was very entertaining.
Well, I highly recommend the movie. If anybody wants to get out and see a Scream in theaters, I can't wait for the Blu-ray. I want a big, cool collector's edition steelbook. Definitely shelf worthy. I definitely want a stupid edition. I want it. I want it bad. I'll rewatch it.
I might do
Halloween this fall, and yeah, it's fantastic. I haven't enjoyed like a brand new horror movie in a minute. Trying to think when the last one was.
You didn't like Scream, right?
No, I did not like Scream.
And I didn't even watch it.
Scream was pretentious. They're just getting to the point now where they're constantly trying to like live up to the legacy of Scream, where they're like, we faked you out, we faked you again, we done. It's like the false finish of wrestling. That's what Scream is doing now. We're like, did we end? No, we didn't. Is the killer? They're the killer. We got 4 killers. It's so stupid. I'm so over Scream. What was that? There was that movie on Shudder original. That Haunting on the Farm that I was digging. Like that was the last one. It was really good. I can't go over to my shelf and pull it. But I love that movie. That was the last horror movie that I was like, the last new one that I really, really liked.
Was it Pearl?
No, not Pearl. Pearl wasn't very good. Anyway, you guys keep talking. I have to go find it now. I can't not talk.
I have nothing to add to this conversation of horror movies whatsoever.
Well, since he's talking about movies you watch, I saw the Power Rangers Netflix movie they had. Once a Ranger, always Ranger.
I'm sorry I didn't hear that.
It is dumb. It is ridiculous. It is literally Power Rangers. So if you love Power Rangers, you'll pretty much love it. It's fun, stupid, very bad acting. And it's also weird seeing those people who in the original show.
The Shield.
It's really weird seeing people who was in the original show now come back to play. Oh, that's the one, The Dark and the Wicked. You told me about that one.
Dark and the Wicked.
About that one.
This was an excellent horror movie.
Never heard of it.
I haven't liked a horror movie this much since then. So, yeah, I'm digging it. Sorry to interrupt you, Delvin.
No, you're good. John 32 asked, was the OG Pink Ranger in it? All the Rangers are in it.
No, they're not. Some of them are dead. Come on.
Well, is this the reboot?
With this?
Is this the Ranger reboot on Netflix or whatever?
Yes. What happened was they have the Rangers, but the people who play the Rangers, there are certain ones they couldn't get, but they still have the Rangers in the
they like old as hell.
Represented.
How?
I remember when I watched the trailer. I was like,
rest in peace, Tommy.
Like, this doesn't look good.
How does that work?
This was shot before Tommy died.
Oh, so he's in it?
So he's not in it, but the
Okay.
The Green Ranger's in the movie, but he's not in it. Yes.
Okay. What was the point of telling us it was shot before he passed if he wasn't in it? Why?
Yes.
Rest in peace, Tommy. What are you going to do about the Green Ranger? Oh, he was alive before they shot it. So he's in it? Nah, he's not in it. He's not in here at all.
No, his character is in the movie, but he is not in the movie himself. Just like the Pink Ranger. Her character is in the movie, but she is not in the movie. Because,
the original Yellow Ranger?
She died like decades ago. Right?
She died a long time ago.
Yeah, but was she in it?
No.
Her character?
I can spoil this. I can spoil this.
I'm never going to watch this. I hate the Power Rangers.
I love the Power Rangers. I saw the trailer. I was like, I'm not watching this.
Spoilers for this movie. I'm going to give you the plot. Essentially what happens is Rita Repulsa.
We need a plot.
I'm not going to tell you the whole story.
Look, the way you describe stuff, I'm worried. We may be here for a while and still not understand what's going on.
I'm not going to tell the whole story. Essentially, what happens
all over again.
Rita Repulsa comes back, attacks the remaining Power Rangers. One of them is killed. You can probably figure out which one was killed.
Every episode of the Power Rangers.
Right. This just feels like a regular episode.
This is just Power Rangers.
One of the Power Rangers don't die. One of them actually dies. And
it's because he died in real life, so this is an easy way to get rid of him, right?
Of natural causes?
No, not the one who died in real life.
Just old age?
One of them dies, and then they try to go get revenge for that Ranger and stop Rita. That's the plot.
Isn't that like against the code? Like, shouldn't they not be trying to get revenge? Like, let's just stop Rita because it's the right thing to do?
I don't want to spoil the movie because there's probably people who still want to see it. But yes, essentially, that's what the dilemma is. And Dev, you'll appreciate this. All the white people in the movie who are the Power Rangers look old as fuck. The only person who didn't age was the Black Ranger. He still looks the same.
Of course.
Everybody else looks like they're in their 60s. And the Black Ranger, like, oh, he looks still young.
And the return of my gardeners.
I see.
Without fail. Let's see if this Elgato noise capture does its job.
Are they your
Not
gardeners?
At all.
They are my gardeners. They're the gardeners that I pay to do the lawn.
What's their name?
Maybe you should.
I don't know. but they're Hispanic. Yes,
Oh, Senor Taez.
we talked to them through a translator.
Oh, God damn.
You couldn't get Chalfie just like,
Yeah.
get you some words?
What do I need that for? That's why
This
Google
is why
Translate
menus
exists.
are good. Where like with pictures, you could just point, right? Like grass cut, sidewalk edge.
Like
Weed
you're in the
eating.
barbershop.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Google Translate,
Point at the wall.
and it works. We're good. And I mean,
You have no idea what Google Translate has probably had you.
But no,
say to
here's the
that
thing.
person.
I lived in Los Angeles. I know enough Spanish to where I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Like I live in northern Mexico, basically. This is not California. It's northern Mexico, especially out here.
He cut his yard, and it's time to fuck with him. he thinks he's
Sounds
saying the
about
right
right.
things. It's like,
I
fuck
don't know
this
why
guy.
he wants his yard cut.
I mean, if it was up to me, I would have turf. I don't want grass. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to
I'm
have
with you there. I
to
hate
water and all that. I don't want none of that. But
Grass a lot.
I don't own the house, so I don't have no choice.
Yeah, owning a house in California just seems insane.
And I live in a place where it's actually not so bad. Oh my God, I watched something where like
Constant fights
1.5
over
million
water and,
is
like, what's
just
green and
yeah, it's bad. It's bad. HOAs is stupid. It's stupid.
Nah.
Yeah, I hate your.
Yeah.
I run over everything. My wife hates it. I run over everything. If it can be ran over, I'm running over. Just my machine of destruction in the yard. I'll run over entire pine trees if I think you can make it. Can I get that over? Yep. Just like Mad Max.
Yep. You mow your lawn like you play video games. Just
Mm-hmm.
destruction up close. We're gonna melee this whole
Shit
yard.
down. Let's get it over with. Let's move on. Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. So other than watching a terrible Power Rangers movie, what else did you do, Delvin?
I was out of town.
Was it terrible?
last week?
I didn't hear if did you like it?
It's cheesy. I enjoy
terrible.
it. It's
Yeah, so
cheesy
it's
for
bad.
Power Rangers.
It's
You know,
Power
you
Rangers.
expect to be terrible.
Bad.
It's Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out of town last week. Went out of town, Orlando and stuff like that. Went down City Walk and all these places that people go out of town to City Walk and enjoy. And one of the things I saw there was that Captain America shield. So I looked at it like,
You mean
How
like
much is
the
this
Little
shit?
tiny
nacho
that little sticker
serving
you have on
platter?
your wall.
nah,
Little
it's
sticker on
actually-
your wall.
Did you
The
get that
nacho
out of
platter.
Did you get that out of a candy machine? Like at the skating rink?
Nah.
No, it came in a cereal
Is that
box.
Is that what you used your tickets on at the arcade? You
I
turn
got
your
that out of a
tickets in
Cracker
for the-
Jacks
So-
box.
So when I went in the store, I was gonna get it. I looked at the price. It was like $140.
What?
$1.40. $1.40 because that's what that little tiny thing is worth.
$140.
You
So
paid
it's not tiny.
$140 for that?
Absolutely not.
Oh, thank
I
you.
saw that and said, nope, no, thank you. Amazon.com, where are you at? Went on Amazon, got it for a quarter of that price.
And it's a quarter of that
Still
size.
too much. Still too much.
It's a quarter
It's
size. You got
really
the quarter
good size.
size
I'm
for
not
the
putting
quarter
it down.
price.
It's pretty,
Is it
pretty
metal?
big.
Is it like an
Yes, it's
actual shield?
Doesn't
Yes, I can throw it at somebody and hurt them.
That thing looks half the size of your forehead.
Right. It's tiny.
No,
It's not hurting anybody. You can't
I
do
It
think
anything
doesn't
with
look
that.
like. I don't think you could block your elbow behind it, let alone
Yeah.
like the rest of your body.
easily. It
You-
has like straps so I can hold my arm in there. And, like
To go around like your
You mean like your
fingers?
finger, right? You can put your
Yeah.
finger through
Not
it and
at
hold
all.
it up. That thing is not big enough to
No.
put a hand in. I think it's tiny.
It looks like you're about to
Come
hit
on.
that with like pogs. Is that like your
yeah,
slammer?
that's a slammer.
No.
That's it. Captain America slammer.
I wish. I never knew how to play that game.
Nobody did. We just collected them.
It just looks
Nobody
it was
actually played Pogs. You collected slammers.
Yeah, that's probably right.
which we see you're still doing.
Yeah, clearly. You're putting them on your wall. We went from album covers to Pogs.
to slammers,
Like,
yeah.
how'd that happen?
What 90s nostalgia
I'm
piece do
still
you
getting
think up
album
next?
Oh. I did play one game on my Steam Deck while I was out of town,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Them and Us. Have either of you heard of this game?
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Essentially, what it is it's a Resident Evil 1 clone.
Okay.
Okay.
And what it plays just like Resident Evil 1. You're this woman
That's not a good thing.
who looking for your daughter. Well, the story's ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as Resident Evil 1. Something happens.
Ari is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, something happens when you're looking for your daughter. Somehow you kill someone. You end up on a prison transport, and then the prison transport crashes by this mansion. And you get out the mansion, you go inside, and you have to, much like Resident Evil 1, they have like the shield door.
You paid
You have to
$40
find
for
keys to
this?
figure out what's going. What the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steam credit. It's pretty fun, and it looks
Steam
pretty
credit,
decent.
but it's still money you had to pay to get that Steam credit. Like that doesn't make it any better.
Makes it better.
Apparently, it's
So
came out a couple
I
years
want
ago.
to play it. It's actually pretty decent when I play it. It plays like a Resident Evil game, like an older school. It doesn't have the tank controls, but so far I'm enjoying it. It's interesting. It looks pretty decent, and it's fun.
It's called Them and Us.
Them and Us.
Okay. Interesting. I'm glad you enjoyed it, I guess.
Well, I'm still enjoying it.
So it's just basically
still
Resident
enjoying
Evil.
it.
It's still just Resident Evil. They just decided instead
It's
of an
just Resident
outbreak,
Evil.
you fell off of a prison transport, and now you're
Prison
at
transport.
the same mansion.
Go to this mansion. There's zombies in the mansion. Even one of the funny things is, even the same scene that happens in Resident Evil 1, where you walk in the room and the zombie turns around and looks at you after killing someone, the exact same scene happens. Like, oh.
How do they get away with this? Because it sounds like
Yes!
it's literally just Resident Evil. You're playing Resident Evil is what you're doing.
It looks like it. Delvin, the reason I'm looking at my phone because there
Looking
are
it
a
up.
few games like this in the indie space that are doing like the Resident Evil clone thing, and one of them that I've had on my wish list, and you seem to enjoy this, is a game called Echoes of the Living.
Oh, I need to look this up then.
So put that on your wish list if you really like.
Is it
this
the
one.
same game again?
It's not.
Okay,
I got
thank
a
God.
feeling that this one might be better than that one, but maybe I'm just optimistic because I've read some good previews of it, but who knows?
I'm looking this up.
Good Lord.
It
Well,
says PS. Is this coming to PS5 too? Oh,
I think it comes out this year. It's supposed to come out later, like this summer, I think.
oh, this literally looks like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Looks like Resident Evil 2.
That's
doesn't
what I was
the
thinking.
other
I was
one-
like, if you like that, I've got one more for you.
Here's the
Because I'm
sequel.
always
Oh.
just combing through games, like just adding. I just like looking around at like what's coming out.
I do too. I love doing that. I usually do that with my kids, and we make fun of the ridiculous names of games.
I'm sure you've
How
played Outbreak
some-
before.
I have not played Outbreak yet.
Really?
I've seen it. I have
Yeah.
not played it yet.
It's not.
The joy that is going through Steam.
Yeah,
There's always
kinda-
something.
That's
There's
for
always
y'all.
something
I
there.
can't do it. I'm good. Y'all know me. I only play gyms. Y'all can have this trash.
Well, are you excited for what is it? Star Wars? What the name? I keep forgetting the name. Fallen Order. Fallen Order is it called?
No, Fallen Order was
Star
the
Wars.
first one. This
Fallen
is
Survivor.
this is called
Lone
Survivor.
Survivor.
Not
Whatever.
Lone Survivor.
Star Wars
motherfucker.
Survivor.
It's just Star Wars Survivor.
That's
Star
what it is,
Wars
Star Wars
Jedi Survivor.
There you go. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Of course,
Lone
I'm
Survivor.
excited. I've already got it pre-downloaded on the PS5. I've got it pre-downloaded on the PC. Ready to go, baby. It's literally the only game I've been looking forward to at this point.
Well,
Like,
based
there's
off his
nothing else.
download size, the only game you can put on your PS5. Can't have much else on there.
That thing is like half of the
150
PS5
gigs.
storage
It's
limit.
ridiculous.
It's Call of Duty big.
Yeah, it's really large. I do not understand why it's so large, but I'm excited. I'm very excited. It's literally the only game that I've been looking forward to this year so far. Like nothing else has really grabbed me. I'm just in a weird slump. So
Just waiting for that Zelda.
you're trying to put me in like further deep down into the slump is what you're trying to do.
Sure thing.
Because that's
I'm
the
kinda
only
excited for
way.
Zelda.
Only kind of.
Like
You know why I'm excited for it? What was that? That was the.
we just need to
because-
add Jorge to the show, like the fourth chair.
Yes. But this looks like what I wanted in the last game. Like, hey, here's your story. Shut the fuck up. I have a whole.
I don't
story
know about
enjoy.
all that. I don't know if you're gonna get that, Delphin.
I was gonna say, ain't no story in this game.
Oh, there's story, but there's a lot more to it than this. I'm actually, I mean, I've been saving this for Shaq, but I don't think a whole lot of our Shaq folks listen to PSVG. I feel like I have some trepidation.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Oh,
yeah. It looks incredible. I'm definitely going to be there, but there are a lot of system changes, and it just looks to be a lot. Like just a lot to wrap your arms around.
I feel like the first one was a lot. Shit.
No, I'm talking about a whole separate.
There ain't no more, is there?
If you guys think
like
that,
Busta Rhymes, gotta give me some.
If you think the first one was a lot, then I can't imagine you. This is so much more. Like just
the fact that you have to
alone.
cook. That's too much for me. That's a bridge too far.
So the previews came out today, and there's good video tutorials over like what people could show us, and there are good breakdowns of words and blogs of what people experienced, and like that fuse ability they talked about, where you can basically like glue weapons together and make new things and stuff. That's going to be like a mandatory part of the game, because apparently the weapons on their own, like if you just pick up a sword, just ain't going to do a whole lot. There's all kinds of people talking about like they're going into camps trying to fight people and it's just doing nothing. It's doing no damage. So like they're really forcing you on this to like do that. And they're doing that not with just the weapons. They're also doing that with like the crafts and things you have to make, because they're constantly cycling through your limited inventory of wheels and rockets and boosters and fans. And they're putting you in positions where you have to create and craft things to complete puzzles, to advance story, to get to locations. So like it's just very in depth in a way that like Zelda never has been before. This is definitely something way more closer to like a real true survival craft game.
Oh god,
that sounds like a lot.
This is way more like a Minecraft, maybe more in depth than like a Valheim. And I'm interested to see how it lands from people when they actually can just speak freely on it, because obviously the preview coverage today was very like demo heavy. There was a very controlled demonstration. Like they only got to do what they wanted them to do. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, if I apply this to a greater Breath of the Wild experience, let's say the game's 100 hours long, and you got to be doing all this where you're constantly fusing the things together, crafting things, putting things together. If they have dungeons and all that, like, I don't know. I'm still very excited, but like, it gives me, there's like a complexity there that gives me some hesitation, because there were people that were talking about like, and obviously this is just one reviewer experience, you know, like it remains to be seen. So nobody take this as like final say, but like a lot of people were talking about like how finicky the controls were and like how precise you had to build things. Like if you didn't angle your rockets exactly the right up, then they wouldn't go up. They would just go forward. And there's like little finicky things like that I don't think I want to be wrestling with the whole time. Like I'm hoping, like the hope is that it comes naturally, right? And that you get adapted to it and you learn it and you can just do it. If it doesn't,
definitely.
And I talk as somebody who's played probably, I don't know, definitely we'll say on the easy side, way more than 25 hours of Fortnite. And I still don't know how to build that shit that they're doing, right? Like with the kids, and I see them going, I'm like, man, no. If it's like that, I don't know if I want to do a whole lot of that personally.
This sounds like an absolute pass for me, because I didn't want to do any of the survival light mechanics that were in the first one.
In Breath of the Wild, like if you were for a rude awakening, because this is way more work than that.
I just want to get the boomerang.
One of the previews I read,
god dang hook shot, and wear the red armor and then the blue armor and the shield. Like I don't want to cook. I don't want to freeze. I don't want to be too hot. Like, stop it.
One of the previewers that I was reading said, if you just wanted to grab a sword and go beat up people, you might not enjoy this game very much. And I was like, oh
wow.
No.
That is not something I want to hear.
It's not.
I just want take this sword. It's dangerous to go alone.
I actually do dig some survival craft. It's not that. It's just that I don't think that's what the greater Zelda fandom wants. Right? Like, I was just like, that's a big departure. It feels like this might be a big departure from even Breath of the Wild.
Oh boy.
Wow.
The question is that stuff going to deter people from enjoying the rest of it? Like, is there ways around a lot of that?
So when the Fuse thing first started, when we saw it about a month ago, I was like, this isn't
I
exactly
remember
what
being
Donnie
like,
wants. And people were like, yeah, but it's Zelda, so like you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And the previews came out today and they're like, no, you absolutely have to know how to do this.
wow. Oh boy.
And I was like, oh. And I
That's
just
the problem.
so the part that gives me some hesitation is just that I don't want it to be like Majora-esque. This is why I don't like Majora's Mask. Right? It's a lot of work to keep up with the timeline and the constant loops and where everybody's going to be and on the schedule. So why I don't want to play Deathloop. You know, I was just like, this is not why I'm here. And I'm starting to get similar feelings for like this gigantic craftathon that they're doing. It's like, it's cool. It's impressive. What I'm seeing is very neat. I don't want to necessarily do all of that. Like when I'm playing a Zelda game.
Yeah.
I'm holding out hope that maybe when I put my hands on it, when I learn how it's done. So here's the other thing. They just drop these people into the demo and they give them like a brief tutorial. Like they haven't learned these mechanics. They haven't built these mechanics to this point. They're just dropped in a slice of the game. So I'm thinking maybe it's
Play the
more
full
Nintendo
game.
friendly, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I'm
what I
hoping
saw
that's what it
today, I was like, there's no way in hell like little kids can play this game. It's just like and maybe I'm being too dismissive because again, I can't even do the Fortnite shit kids do. It's just way more complex than I think we typically think of when we think of Nintendo first party game.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. Maybe they need like a dummy mode. Like, hey, you could do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, you really don't have to.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It
just
seems
take
hard.
the sword and whack the.
Give me
Seems like
baby
a
ass
lot.
baby mode.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
lying. Like difficulty wise, it seems like they've ramped up the enemies and the encampments and stuff to force you to craft things, and seems hard. Like honestly,
Zelda,
like
Dark Souls mode.
it's going to be like a lot of resource management. That's what this game is going to be. It's a
yeah.
ton of inventory management.
See, that's what
But
I
the
don't
opposite way of looking at it is, I also saw somebody that said that they shot like 16 different variations of arrows and they all did different shit. Like
Yeah,
one of them
that's
like
kinda
electrified and one of them froze things. One of them blew up and like he put a bomb on his shield and the guy tried to hit him and he blocked it and blew everybody up. So like they're cool things to have too. So again, I'm not making a final say on it. I'm just
Giving your
intimidated
concerns.
maybe by the dearth of
Yeah, it
options.
feels like there's just a lot you can do, and it's just a matter of figuring out the easy ways to do stuff. Like I've seen some of like the Breath of the Wild, so I'm just like, how the fuck did you even think about that?
The
Like,
people that
what?
love that stuff,
Yeah.
the people that are like TikToking and making clips and like they're gonna love this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like this game is maybe being made for them.
I mean, can it be both?
We'll see, right?
Yeah. Well,
There is a part of it, like just there is a level of options and design systems that Nintendo has deployed here that makes me think, like on its own merit, like detached from Breath of the Wild, it still might be Game of the Year. You know, because I'm just like,
yeah.
this is like kind of moving a discussion forward. Like this game actually might be deploying a lot of stuff that we've never really seen deployed, not just in games, but like in open world games and adventure. Like there's a lot happening here that I don't think that it comes to my mind anyway, that we've seen a whole lot of. Like when I see Breath of the Wild, I'm like, this is Zelda, it's open world, it's Assassin's Creed, but it's like Roblox, but it's Minecraft. Like there's a lot going on here. I just hope it
Interesting.
sticks the landing. Like if it sticks the landing, and again, the thing I was mentioning you stepped away is the people that were doing these previews, they were dropped in on like a vertical slice. They hadn't learned these systems. They didn't like, develop and adapt. So I'm hoping that when we actually play it, it comes a little bit more naturally than what I saw. Because what I saw in previews, I was like, this is just try hard. That seems like a lot of effort.
You have to beat it, otherwise there'll be no more Shaq. So
that's what Rebecca said. She said if I quit on it, she's quitting. So I guess so. I'm still very excited. Like I'm still all in and very excited. Just
good.
I'm
Good.
bracing for this isn't the same thing, and I might need to, be ready for some change.
All right. Well, enough of our nonsense, Donnie.
What are you playing?
I'm not playing shit. There's literally nothing to say. I am waiting on Jedi. I'm waiting on Survivor. That's it. I played like an hour of Horizon, and it was like, cool. This is more Horizon. It's very pretty. The new area is pretty expansive, but I'm just not into it. Like I just don't have the desire to really get into the game. I'm in a weird
sad.
funk with life and things, and I think so. I think I'm a little depressed right now. Like shit is just in a weird place.
Been there.
You go outside.
I go outside plenty. Doesn't help. It's a lot of outside. I'm outside all the time. Got my dog back from training. She's way better. She listens. She can chill.
Training?
She's not.
Be a Marine?
So she was basically rescued off the street. So like she just didn't listen, and she had a serious like fear reaction. Like everything, she just scared of everything. So if we took her out and walked her, she'd be growling at people. She was fine with us, but like she just super protective, super scared. Everything scared her. So we got her some like actual training because we didn't want to take her back, because if we did, we knew she was going to be on the to be put down list. And my kids absolutely loved her. So we got her training, and now we can walk her without her losing her mind. If people come over, she doesn't lose her mind. So just all of that stuff. But again, now I have a dog again, so I gotta feed it and walk it and all that good stuff. So yes, I've been plenty outside. It's getting warm again out here. Like today was 90 degrees. Next week it's gonna rain. Just like, what is going on? The weather is stupid.
Weren't you just like in a blizzard like a few weeks ago?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, it was freaking cold, snowing everywhere, and now it's 90 degrees. Like last week, it was cold and rainy. This week, 90 degrees. So the weather is dumb. The mosquitoes are back. Outside is pollen season, so it's just a mess.
Maybe
it's just a mess out here.
Break you out of it.
I sure hope so. That's what I need. I need something to give me a little bit of joy right now, because right now I'm just tired and I'm run down. So I'm very excited for Friday. Actually, Thursday night, when the game actually goes live at 9. Thank God for living on the West Coast. We get things early. I'll hopefully dive into that for a little bit. I actually have Friday off from work because I got to take my daughter to some field trip thing at school where I'm going to be chaperoning for a little bit. My wife is actually going to be out of town because it's her birthday this weekend. So she's going to be going down to LA with some of her friends and get a massage and all that.
She leaves you on her birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to me. Bye.
Yeah, my wife, for her birthday, she's like, it's my day. I'm gonna do something. So she wanted just like a girl like massage day. So all of her girls are going to Burke Williams. They're getting massages. She's staying down in LA overnight in a hotel. So she's just gonna be chilling. I'll be with the kids, which means I'll get to play plenty of Jedi because put them kids to bed, and I'll have the rest of Friday to myself. Saturday, I'll wake up, make the house all pretty for her for when she comes home for her birthday and everything. So
nice.
It'll be nice. But other than that, I ain't playing shit. My computer's actually just been off, partially because of the heat and the electricity. It's too much. The way they're charging us for electricity out here is insane.
We gotta get you out of California. This is just sad.
Bruh.
Yeah.
He's talking about he can't run his PC because of the heat. Get the hell out of there.
I'm turning everything off because my electricity bill tripled last year. It was triple what it was because of PG&E and just the nonsense. So yeah, like my bills have been insane as far as electricity. So I'm like, I cannot go through another year of this shenanigans. I'm turning everything the fuck off. So everything is just off because I can't afford it. So
have you become the black dad and just go around the house, turn off all them goddamn lights?
Bruh, real talk. I'm like, turn off the lights. Yeah. You look, the sun is still out. Open the curtain. You can see. Don't turn them lights on. Whoa, why don't touch the AC? 75 is the limit. We don't go above or below. We're staying here. Don't turn it on either. Just leave it off. Like, stop it.
Letting all the goddamn air out.
Basically.
I am that dad.
Yeah. Stop it. So, yeah, that's it. I'm not doing shit else. It is what it is. So, let's get into this damn news.
Sure.
No.
The next buckets.
smoked him like a pack of coons.
Little man had,
Multiple
around the
times.
back, through his legs, back to the cross, got him again, buckets. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
You ain't
wait
going
a
nowhere.
second
You
in
ain't going
basketball.
nowhere. Oh, that was lovely. That's how I do Delvin if we ever play. Get him just
Probably.
like that.
I'm old, tired.
Chalfie's
The
here.
Gardeners left, Chaffee. They're gone now. All right. They did their job and they've moved on.
It's not much yard. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot. It's not a whole lot of yard.
Why don't you get out there and cut the damn yard?
Cause then I gotta buy a lawnmower. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want lawn. I'm not doing yard work. I don't do yard work. Period.
All right.
I grew up in apartments.
It's way cheaper to buy like a lawnmower though, like $50 a lawnmower.
I pay $60 a month, and they do
get like a real mower, you
They
have to
come
do that.
every.
You pay like $50 one time.
But then I have to do it. I don't want to do it either.
Then you teach your son how to do it eventually.
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm good. I want turf. I don't want to deal with the yard at all. What? Chaffee. I'm brown, you asshole.
Hey, that doesn't mean you can't be racist.
Look, it has nothing to do with me saying, I'm not saying yard work is beneath me. I just don't want to do it. I have no desire. If it were up to me, it'd be Malcolm in the middle. The grass would just be brown and dead. I have zero desire to deal with it.
Again with the brown thing. Damn, man. Dev.
Yeah,
I
it is what it is.
Picture what I sent y'all.
And they're not gardeners. They're landscapers.
Get the fuck out of here. They ain't like
Mr. Dev. This month's PlayStation Essentials have been announced, and you are getting Grid Legends, Chivalry 2, and Descenders this week.
Who?
I'm still a piece of garbage.
They can keep that shit. Sorry, Chaffee. I love you.
Descenders is pretty good. Grid Legends,
No.
I hear, is pretty good. I've never played it myself.
Grid Legends pretty good.
Okay.
Do you already own all these games, Delvin? You
I own
just,
Grid Legends.
you just buy
That's about
shit,
it.
so I just assume you own them all.
Not in PlayStation Essentials, but PlayStation adjacent. TLU received its 7th patch today, featuring CPU, GPU optimizations, texture and resolution improvements, specifically on low and medium settings, as well as AMD, Steam, and Steam Deck specific fixes. So maybe, just maybe, it is safe to venture out into Last of Us on PC. It's possible. I don't know.
Not at all.
You hear that, Rob?
Not at all.
Don't sell your PS5 just yet because you may still
I can't
be
believe
better
he
off
posted
playing
that.
it there.
I love he posted that there. He didn't post it in the PlayStation chat, so nobody knows. But he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about getting rid of it." I was like, I know
Nobody
this
expected him
man.
to keep it. Nobody expects him to keep it. I don't even know why. Because the sad part is, he's gonna sell it, and then he's
Get
gonna
another
buy another one in like 4 weeks.
I love it.
Yeah.
Big Donnie energy.
It's totally
I
Donnie energy. It's
love
like you to the max though, because he's had like 7 laptops in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And I'm never buying another
Get help.
PlayStation, so that's the difference. You will get another one. You'll get the handheld too.
I love that you're still paying for Plus. Like you still have Plus. When I see your name, it's got the Plus by it. I'm like, that's funny.
Do
He
I?
doesn't have a PlayStation. Yeah. It hasn't
I don't
expired.
know.
That's
Am
all
I
it
paying
means.
for- oh, okay. I was like,
It just
yeah,
means it hasn't
I don't know if
expired.
I'm
Like
paying for it.
he's never gonna play PlayStation again.
Never again. Nope, it's over.
He's gone.
Moving on to Xbox news, we've got sales news. Third quarter records for monthly active users and active devices. Subscription revenue reached almost $1 billion in just this quarter. Gaming revenue overall declined 4%. And this was better than the guidance, what they were expecting. This is their second best Q3 on record ever, to put that in perspective. But even with all of that, hardware revenue was down 30%. So you can look at this 2 different ways. I mean, it's bad that hardware revenue is down 30%. The fact that hardware revenue was down 30% and they still had such a great quarter, I think is probably a good thing. But revenue, Xbox seems to be having a supply issue. I keep hearing about in
Really?
Xbox spaces. Yeah, but I see Xboxes available on like websites and stuff like that in America, but I'm wondering if it's an America
see
thing in other
everywhere.
territories. In other territories, they seem to be having a widespread Series X, specifically Series X shortage. Series S
Does
is
it
for
matter?
days.
Because nobody's
whole lot of
buying them
Series
outside of
X's.
America. Like nobody's buying them outside of America. So is it a shortage?
And then in the giant news that came out today, probably the biggest news of the week, the Activision deal has been blocked by the CMA on grounds that the anti-competitiveness for the cloud gaming market. They had concerns the deal would alter the future of the fast-growing cloud gaming market, leading to reduced innovation and less choice for UK gamers.
Who are these idiots?
The CMA. They are the UK's regulatory appeal.
We need people who know what the hell they're talking about, because that is not the case at all.
Xbox and Activision have both released statements saying that they seek to appeal. Remember, the EU and the FTC have still yet to weigh in. They're expected to do so in May and August, respectively. So
this is taking forever. Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, it's over. They ruled. Like, they've blocked the deal. So, like, it's not taking forever. Like, they just stopped the deal from happening in the UK.
Yeah, but that we still have to go through, the appeal and all of that. So, like, we were hoping it'd be done in March.
That's true. No, I don't know. I think the deal is probably dead at this point.
Really?
For a couple of different reasons. Because one, I think the CMA have jumped on the grenade, which I think will just make it very easy for the EU and the FTC to take their lead. Also, there are a lot of people that are like, very hopeful. I've seen a lot of things today that are very hopeful about an appeal. The CMA's appeal process is not, I don't think people really know what it is. I think they hear the word appeal and they're just thinking like court, like you just go to a different judge and get a different ruling. That's not what the appeal process is with the CMA. So they're going to appeal. They will go to a tribunal. Mm-hmm. They will make their case. The tribunal will rule as to whether or not the CMA needs to take another look.
Right.
They don't get to overturn the CMA.
Which is why I said this shit's taking forever.
So they will look at it, they'll hear their case, and then they'll go back to the CMA, and like that's if they even rule in that favor. They could just be like, no, it's over. But if let's say Xbox seeks appeal and they win the appeal, it goes back to the CMA to review it for review.
The CMA could just be like, yeah, no,
they just block it again. So now, if you want a more optimistic take, I have seen a few remedies that people are suggesting Xbox could offer. Michael Pachter, who has a terrible track record in the history of video games,
Jesus Christ,
but he is a financial analyst. He is now suggesting that Xbox remove Activision games from Game Pass in only the UK market and continue to sell them third party. He thinks that would push it through the CMA. He also thinks that them committing to a price, which is something they didn't do when they offered remedies, committing to a price for Game Pass long term, essentially saying, hey, we're not going to raise the price. Because one of the things that they raised in their little cloud gaming defense was that Xbox would have the ability to withhold these IP to their system and then raise the price of Game Pass in cloud gaming. Yeah. So if Xbox was to say, hey, we'll commit to Xbox Game Pass being $15 a month for the next 10 years or whatever, like maybe that pushes it through. Another thing, though, that's in there that I think is actually maybe slightly more concerning is the CMA said that they're concerned that while Xbox is offered to have cloud gaming partnerships with other people, which is the defense that like fanboys are taking today. They're like, how can you say it's about cloud gaming when we have deals with cloud gaming folks? The cloud gaming partnerships and deals seem to be centered on companies that are built on Windows and use Azure. And the CMA didn't like that. They're like, you're not open to allowing other OSs and other platforms, which I'm pretty sure they would be. I think that's more of a, there is none. Nobody else is doing anything outside of, but that seems to be something that's there. I don't know.
Azure is the cloud. Like what, again, who are these idiots?
Xbox says they're going to defend it. I'm sure that they could. I'm sure that they will. Part of me is thinking that like, even if they lose, it's probably worth trying because even the legal fee, like right now if they want to get out of this deal, they will give Activision $3 billion.
That's
like if this deal falls
70
through,
they were going to spend.
Of course it's nothing, but the way that I'm thinking about it is the defense is probably not going to cost $3 billion. So if you're on the hook for $3 billion, you might as well see it through.
Yep.
just like at this point, they might be looking at it like that. Like, let's see if we can save ourselves a couple $1 billion by defending it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't have a lot of hope. With
what does this mean if it doesn't go through? Is what
I was
I'm
just going to ask
worried
that
about.
question.
Like,
how detrimental?
What do
would
you
this be
think it
Activision
means?
if this doesn't go through?
I don't think that means a whole lot. What do you think it means?
it means we're gonna just see a bunch of fucking Call of Duty, and every other game that Activision makes is
That's I
just,
mean, it means the
that's
status quo is what it means.
Yeah,
Well,
it means this shit sucks,
And it means
And-
that the next Call of Duty that misses the mark a little bit comes at the cost of axing studios and
Mhm.
employees.
that's what I was thinking.
And it also means we still have Bobby Kotick. Like, ugh.
Does.
I was thinking this could probably
Just means
stifle
more of the
creativity
status
even
quo.
more.
Which is what I was hoping against. I was hoping
Yeah.
for Game Pass and Guitar Hero and Spyro and Tony Hawk. I was hoping for other things, and yeah, it means that won't be the case.
Yeah,
Sean says marketing rights to Xbox, possibly, but PlayStation has that for a couple years. So,
yeah, I don't
it
think they,
possibly
I don't
could,
think
but
so.
I don't. It's not going to be.
It'd be a
around for
while.
A while.
Yeah,
And also, I mean, I still think in the space as it is, like if we're thinking of the status quo, it's probably in Call of Duty's best interest to have that deal with PlayStation. Now, money
Yeah.
talks. That doesn't mean anything, but like there's a reason that they have the deal now, and it's because of Sony's place as the market
yeah.
leader.
PS5 isn't their hardware revenue is not down 30%. Like they're still selling. I think they outsold the PS4 at this point, like year to year or something like that.
I don't know, like the fact that
I think I did read that.
I wouldn't be surprised if we hear Xbox backing out of it. I don't think that's going to be the way they're going because, like I said, the cost to defend the deal is probably cheaper than backing out at this point. But this has been so much energy and focus for Xbox.
Mhm.
You know, all of their employees and all of their folks are focused on it. And like, I'm wondering at some point, especially if they don't really see a path to success, I'm just wondering if they're just like, we'll just pull the plug and we'll do something else. We'll go somewhere else.
Yeah,
You know, like
find
because at
some
some
other way to
point,
get games.
at some point
Yeah.
it's like hurting the brand for this to continue to be the focus
Yeah.
of the brand. It's like we got to get the focus back on Starfield, and we got to get the focus back on the things that we're
what
actually
we do have. Yeah,
doing.
that's
You know, like, we can't
yeah.
keep
yeah.
doing this. But
Well, let
You
me
know,
ask this: if not Xbox, who the fuck can buy Activision? Because I'm quite sure they're going to still try to sell it.
according
Nobody.
to Sony, nobody in the video game business better act to try to buy them. I think.
yeah, Even
I
if
think if
anybody
another
else did,
third
they'd probably
party
still
bought
do the
him,
same thing.
I think if another third party bought them, I don't think PlayStation would care. If NetEase wanted to buy them or EA or whatever, I don't think they would care.
What about Amazon?
No, I don't think PlayStation would care.
Yeah, because the
Apple?
thing is, they're somebody they're in competition with.
As long as they still remain to have complete full access to Call of Duty in the way that is currently,
They're not gonna
I
care.
think they're on board.
Because
Yep.
my whole thing is they still want to sell. Like just because Xbox can't buy it, I don't think that stops them from wanting to sell. And I'm quite sure there's going to be people out there who want to buy it.
Well, hang
But
on.
even if somebody
You're
else
right.
wants to buy it, like, are you gonna try to be on the hook for $70 billion? Like, I
Hang on a
don't.
second,
Who's doing
though.
that?
Hang on a second though. Remember the Xbox walked in and offered them market value at a time when their stock was high before the
Mhm.
Kodak shit tanked the stock. They were offering a price evaluation higher than they were being valued.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's just gonna walk in and do that.
Right.
I think Xbox had motive for doing that because they saw the value in Game Pass to do that. Is that there for Amazon? Is that there for Apple? I don't think so. I don't think
Nope.
they're going to walk in and be like, yeah, we'll just match it. No, they'll be
What,
like,
what
look,
does
maybe-
Amazon
interested.
gain?
We're interested, but come on, you're not worth 69
Yeah.
billion. Well, maybe
Yeah, that's
40
what I'm saying.
billion. You
They
know,
may
like,
say-
that might be the
They
thing.
may say we won't match it, but we know you were looking forward to 70, but you might take 40 or 50.
But who
It
how
might
does
be.
that benefit an Amazon or Apple? Like, what's the benefit there?
If you're starting a games division, and I
It
think
would be
Apple is.
it would be ironic actually if somebody else came in and bought them and then made it exclusive.
Yeah, I can't
Nobody
imagine.
would, Nobody would,
Yeah,
but I
like,
mean, it
I
would be
just don't see a
hilarious though
benefit.
if it happened. It would be very funny if they did.
Call of Duty now Luna exclusive.
It would be,
Nobody's.
could you
You're
imagine?
taking it. You're taking
Could you
it.
imagine like the full circle meltdown that would happen?
That'd be wild.
hmm
But no, I don't think that's gonna.
Call of Duty now only on Apple Arcade.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
You tank the franchise. Like that's the end of it. Like no.
I don't think that's.
Daniel would be happy,
But you know what this does mean? If this continues through and they don't prove successful with their appeal, that means no Call of Duty on GeForce, no Call of Duty to Nintendo. Those deals aren't like
right.
those deals were dependent upon the sale. None of that happens now.
Yeah.
So
Damn shame.
a lot of people are very happy today. This is the news they wanted. So I hope
Bunch of assholes.
it's not what I wanted. But
Nah.
look, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I hope that in all the time that we've covered all this, I know everybody says they're tired of it, especially Delvin. I just hope that all of our listeners know that like I've always tried to bring every angle and every perspective to it. So I hope we've covered it fairly.
You've done a great job, Donnie.
You have. You have done a great job. Even if I'm tired of the story, I can't fault you for doing a great job telling the story and how everything's transpired.
Thank you. Metacritic will evolve and look to combat review bombing. This comes after the user scores are apparently destroying Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores for some reason.
Why now? Didn't they do this for The Last of Us 2 and a bunch of other games?
This is just
it's
just the straw that broke the camel's back. That's basically what it is. Like, all right, enough is enough. Here's the thing: do we even really need user scores?
No, I disagree. Yeah, we probably do. What I think they should do is, I wonder if they could publish like the user score without it having like an average.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, let people review it all they want, but don't make there a user score average. If you want to see the user score, you just
like
gotta
you could just
click on
have
that user.
ones and tens, and they're just there, and you can read them. But there's no like totality of a user score. The other thing that I was thinking about is, what if they made people pay to do it? What if you just put in like a $5 a month or whatever subscription before you can submit user
So
reviews?
we have a
That'd
Twitter
probably clear
Blue
up a lot.
situation. Twitter Blue situation to come on and just let me pay $8 to go ahead and troll people.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I think you just don't do the average. Just have the reviews there and don't do the average.
Don't even let them put a score. You gotta write a whole review. It needs a certain word count in order for you to even post this. Like,
or they could have like a user verification thing where they do an average, but they only do an average of people that have submitted so many reviews or something, like just to weed out the 1 and 2 timers. Yeah. But I got a feeling with Metacritic, this is like a way that fans feel like they can have their voice heard. So there might be more people going there for that, like Yelp or whatever, like there are more people there to yell than to praise.
Sure.
I'm fine with totally dropping. I've never looked at a user score to begin with. I don't know why anybody cares. Like every time the story comes up, I'm like, who is looking at that? Who cares?
I feel the same way.
I do feel like this is like
for movies.
I feel like this is like it's like a circular, like hate begets more hate, because it's like I've never looked at user reviews for anything ever, period. And
I do for movies.
So like I think what happens is somebody gets mad, so they post those, and then like a blog looking for something to write with looks at that, finds something to write. So then more people get mad about it. So the more people go and review on it. So the more people write about it. Like it just keeps feeding.
It's the human condition. We only want to read and interact with the negative. Somebody posts something positive, like, oh, that's cute, and you scroll right by it. The negative, like, oh shit, what happened? It's just humans suck. Period.
You look at user reviews for movies?
Why?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you look at the professional reviews? Why would you look at user reviews?
I look at both because sometimes the professional reviews are very skewed. And sometimes they're like...
Well, that's a good point because to be honest with you, I don't look at many reviews at all. So,
like, I get.
Do you have like a particular user that aligns with what you like and you just go to that person, or are you just reading all the user reviews?
What I do is I usually use Rotten Tomatoes. So I look at the user review score. Like, for example, let's use Mario movie, for example. I think it was like 60 or 70 on Rotten Tomatoes as a critics review. And fan review was like 80 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I never look at Rotten Tomatoes like critic reviews for anything that I enjoy because critics hate all the stuff that I like. So
I was just about to say,
exactly.
I was
That's what I
maybe
kinda-
being a
kinda-
little bit misleading because I just don't look at reviews. But when
I
I did
don't
look
either.
at reviews, I definitely wasn't looking at the user review.
same.
But I just don't look at reviews.
I look at
anymore.
both.
I don't even
I
bother.
look
I
at
look.
both
You know what
in
my
kinda
review
ways.
is? Did the trailer look interesting? That's all I needed.
Oh, you can't do
Let's
that.
go.
DC
I sure
movies will
can.
let you down every time.
First of all, who's looking at DC movies? I'm not looking at that shit. I know better.
I saw the trailer for The Flash. Looks pretty awesome.
Everybody loves that
Yes.
trailer. Everybody's like, "Oh, we're in."
The trailer
in.
looks great.
They
I kind of want to go
They
see it.
forgot about all the
it looks
terrible
really good.
shit Ezra Miller did. Like,
Sometimes you got to separate the art from the artist, right?
I don't know anything about that stuff he's doing, so I'm good.
unless it's Will Smith.
He's a shitty individual. Let's just put it that way. This
Very.
fucking Flash movie looks great.
It does.
Yep.
Looks fire. They done brought back Michael Keaton. They bring back
Yeah.
everybody you love.
I mean, that.
I'm Batman.
Let's be. Hang on, 100%. I don't give a shit who the Flash is or what they. I'm there to see Michael Keaton.
Exactly.
Batman
This is a
suit.
Batman movie.
Yeah.
This is not a
Yeah,
Flash
don't-
movie.
Don't let's not get it like this straight here.
Yeah,
like
they're
I
like,
am
hey.
here for one reason only.
They're like, which Batman you like? We got a motherfucking all. We don't care. I'm like, hey, yeah, for it. Fuck it.
Anything else to say about Metacritic?
Burn it
Sucks.
to the ground. You just use Open Critic. Fuck Metacritic.
What? Who is Open Critic? Just sounds like the most made up shit every time he brings. You sound like those people that were like trying to get everybody to move to Hive on Twitter or whatever.
I mean, look, I don't use Open Critic. It just happens to be what's in our fantasy critic league.
All right,
That's all.
take your Aldi
Open
brand
Critic.
of Metacritic somewhere else, man.
Look,
I
man.
was talking about here about Open Critic.
Look, you know who we can blame? Blame Garrett. All right, blame Garrett. He started the fantasy critic league. It's all Garrett's fault.
I'm joking with you. I know what Open Critic.
I
is.
know.
I never use it.
I know it is definitely the Aldi brand. It's the truth.
I'm very excited to talk about the Asus Ally. Because this thing is going to get announced on May 11th. Now, in all the stuff that they're talking about,
You mean released? It's already been announced.
well, hang on, because that's the thing. They're saying launched, like in a lot of the marketing, but I'm sure they're just going to open pre-orders. I don't think it's launching that day.
Why not?
I don't know. I would
might
imagine that
be.
they have to make them, ship them, get them in store. But
Look,
maybe they are.
Asus
Maybe you're
makes
right.
a bunch
Maybe
of
that
shit.
shit's-
They may
maybe
have it
it's
already.
there. Maybe they're like you
Let's
just go
go.
and get it. I don't
Optimism,
know.
baby.
They just keep
Optimism.
saying launch, and I'm like, I don't think that's what launch means, but we'll see. They're saying launch. Maybe that should be ready that day. I don't know. And then they'll formally announce the console's pricing, but hang on. There's a leaker who's been leaking all kinds of shit. They've gotten all kinds of like tech specs and photos. Like they seem to have access to press kits and all that. That leaker says that their big model, the big Z1 Extreme, like the big beefy boy, is $699.
Oh my god.
That's gonna send people into a frenzy. There was I joined an Asus ROG Ally group on Discord. We've had like 800 new people show up today. Like so
It doesn't
many people
shock
are
me.
flooding in.
It doesn't
Really?
shock me. Only because it's like Asus makes so much stuff. They have the R&D for this probably wasn't as much as you think it is because they make this stuff. So more than likely they can afford to drop the cost and take a
probably
little bit
getting-
of a loss on it.
They're probably getting better prices per components than the other manufacturers are.
Mhm.
Also, I think a thing that I've been reading a bit about is they're probably getting a kickback.
Yep.
Microsoft's probably getting them a kickback at some point.
Exactly,
Because
because
this
it
thing
runs
will-
native Windows.
It's coming bundled with 3 months of Game Pass.
Oh.
So Xbox is like really trying to like partner and position and get the logo on, and like this is kind of the X boy that everybody's always kind of wanted.
Mhm.
Asus went on record to state that it will be below $1,000. This is before the price leaked, and they said 200% it would be below $1,000.
And not $999.98.
I was expecting it to be $899. Like that's what I was prepping to pay. So $699 would be a boon. That scares me because now I'm afraid. Okay, hang on. I want to read more of this and then I want to tell you why I'm afraid. So it's coming with 3 months of Game Pass. We have since got confirmation that there are two different chips. So there will be the Ally Z1 and then there's the Z1 Extreme. The Extreme is just, better performance. The Z1 Extreme, 8.5 teraflops. that's like just behind a PlayStation 5. Like it's not that, it's in the ballpark.
Mhm.
And if you're looking for benchmarks on the extreme, running native 1080p, no upscaling or anything in performance mode, it runs Red Dead Redemption at 48 frames per second, GTA 5 at 89 frames per second, Forza 4 at 121 FPS, and Far Cry 6 at 73 FPS.
But how does it run Last of Us?
Well, that's a good point. I don't know how long does it run? Does it run at those for 13 minutes? Like that's another thing. The battery on this thing is not going to be very great. Yeah, you're going to get like 40 minutes of gameplay at that performance level. We've got all kinds of different stuff here. The base model is 6 cores, 12 threads. The higher model is 8 cores, 16 threads. To put that in perspective, the Steam Deck is a 4 and 8. The Steam Deck has 8 RDNA 2 CUs. The base Z1 has 4 RDNA 3 CUs, and the Z1 Extreme has 12. So it's
that's a huge difference between the base and the Extreme.
Yeah. And even the base is probably going to sizably outperform the Steam Deck.
Oh yeah. Steam Deck.
And
not great.
If you're comparing apples to apples, I mean, it's lighter, brighter, faster, and quieter than the Steam Deck. The only thing it probably isn't is cheaper, but it's lighter.
Yeah, but
it's got a better screen.
It's
It's faster. Like, yeah, everything else is better. All right, here's why I'm a little concerned or scared. About a week ago, I've been following these stories like crazy because I've been very excited and been wanting to buy one. And about a week ago, there was like a big pushback on like the Steam Deck communities that I kind of monitor. Lots of Steam Deck YouTubers and everything like, this will never replace the deck forever. We love the deck. All kinds of stuff, Christ. Right? Videos being made, podcasts. And then yesterday happened, and then today happened, and now I'm seeing a current shift. I'm seeing so many people like, is it time to sell? Like, are we time to move on? It's time to trade in? I'm like, now I'm afraid, and this
both
might be
can
hard.
Exist.
This might be hard to get. Like, I was kind of hoping I could come in here and get one before it really took off, and I don't think that's going to be the case now. I think now, and it's going to launch in 14 days. I don't think it might be difficult. I may have to get a Best Buy Total Tech membership or like beat scalpers or be refreshing and all that just to try and get one now.
Fucking scalpers. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Oh God.
I wanted it to stay kind of
can't have nice things. Yeah.
I wanted to kind of stay under the radar and let everybody think about Zelda and Deck and everything. Let me get one and then it take off. But I think that time has come. That Discord I'm joined, it's exploding. There are buckets of people dropping in every 15 minutes. Waves of people. My Reddit threads are blowing up. People are starting to ask all kinds of questions. Like, traffic just seems to be skyrocketing. Like,
well, look,
I'm not sure
Rob is going to get like 3 of them, so you can probably buy.
Rob said he's like out.
He sells it.
By the way, he's like, I'm out on portable gaming. Like, no, hang on.
That's his whole thing.
I messed it up. Hang on, I messed it up. Rob is like, I'm good with my Steam Deck, but right now, Rob is like, he's getting a new laptop.
Another one.
So, yeah. So I think he's like out. He's not interested in this at all. It's just me.
Until it comes out and he sees
Chase.
it in the performance, he's going to be.
Chase
all
seems
over
to be want one too, but this performance is. I mean, you can't shake anything. Like, that performance is sweet, and at that price range, I thought this thing would be at least $1,000. Like, anything less than that, I thought was a good deal. The fact it could be coming in less than $700, that's insane.
Yeah. So, Delvin, when are you selling your Steam Deck and becoming a real PC gamer and buying the Ally?
I'll wait till I hear the response from Donnie and see how he likes it.
A D-pad might be bad. D-pad might be trash. We gotta find out. But I can live with a bad D-pad for the good frames.
Plug at a controller. Plug a controller. Call it a day.
I'm thinking I'll play this thing mostly at like 800p upscaled. I'll probably be able to play close to 60 frames and probably most things at that, at that weight.
Yeah.
And then even on like the big things, I can probably run them very well at 30, which is pretty good on a portable. I'm already thinking like how much PGA 2K I can do with this thing. It'd be a sweet deal, man. I'm excited. I hope I get one. I hope it's not.
You will. It'll be fine.
The Steam Deck has only sold like 2 million in like 2 years or something like that. So like maybe I'm just overselling how much demand is out there.
I think it's not even so much the demand, it's also the fact that if it's a hot item, then you have the scalper problem. Like Steam Deck was different because you had to go through Steam to get it. This is going to be available at retail.
Just Best Buy though. It seems to be Best
Yeah.
Buy exclusive.
Fucking Best Buy is like scalper fucking central.
I know.
Everybody scalps on Best Buy, and
I
you
hope
have
they
people
make
in
it.
line scalping.
I
So
don't think they're not gonna make a ton of them for launch.
we'll see. I mean, again, this is what Asus makes this stuff. So who knows? They may actually have a pipeline where they've got a good amount of them.
If they've got 1 million of them, then I'd feel pretty good. But if they've got like 50,000 of them,
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll see. But I'll be watching May 11th. They're going to have a little showcase where they're going to have people playing it and stuff. But their hands-on impressions, lots of podcasters in the community and stuff have gotten hands-on. You can watch people actually playing it, like over-the-shoulder video and stuff. Oh, one of the other things that I loved about it, Delvin, they have like in their little Asus ROG OS, whatever they're calling it, they just have connections where you just connect all of your different API stores together. So they just have you open it and there's just icons. So like, here's your Epic account.
Oh, that's cool.
Put in your username, password. Here's your GOG account, username, password. Here's Game Pass, username, password. And you just do that and then you just launch the games. I was like,
That's
genius.
like
Eureka.
it's like that already. So you don't use well, it's because you only use Steam, but GOG, like the
No, I've used GOG and I tied it together. Rob, it's like that, yeah, but
it's like that, yeah.
But the Steam Deck desperately needed something. It has none of that.
The Steam Deck needs all of
The
that
Steam
stuff.
Deck's like go to desktop mode and get this hack shit somebody put up
It's
on
too
Linux
much.
and figure it out. And it's like, no, I want to plug it in and just work.
That's
And
the beauty
it really
of
seems like
running Windows.
the Ally just works, and I'm very excited. Like this is everything that I think I was looking for.
It's an actual portable PC.
It is. It's a laptop. It's a laptop they've put in a PC form factor. That's exactly what it is. Quick hitters. Dead Island hit 2 million. Dead Island 2 hit 1 million sales in 3 days.
It's great for Dead Island.
It is. The game looks great. I'm upset that I'm not playing it yet. Digital Foundry says it is a highly optimized Unreal Engine 4 game that is stutter free on PC.
Something that's stutter free is fucking amazing at this point. So
I'll probably play it
good
on
on
Ally.
them. There's
see
no
how long
probably. You will play
Stick
it
with
Ally.
see how long I stick with Zelda. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is out in August. It's coming to Game Pass on day 1. And then today, Xbox announced that there are 5 Deadfall themed controllers available to players in the Xbox Design Labs, which makes them more expensive than normally released controllers. And yes, I did purchase one.
I was going to say, how many did you buy?
I would love to have bought all 5. I would love to have a set of Redfall controllers. That'd have been awesome. I can't afford them.
That's cool.
They're very expensive. I did buy one. They have different themes. Every character has their own controller. And then they have like a generic Redfall, like bite back theme. I bought that one. But the one that they are showing off had like red sticks. I made my sticks black. But I made the D-pad and the triggers metallic red. I think it made like it would give a little pop, a little more like blood color. Kind of looks like a Gears controller. And I'm excited. Yep, I got to save some points, so I saved some money. And I'm like, you're excited for Star Wars? I am excited for Redfall. I've cleared the decks, played all the things. I am ready to play Starfield. To play Redfall. It is preload went live today, so I just installed it.
Nice.
That's great.
Yep. Either of you gonna play Redfall?
Not for a while. I'll play it. Just when they launched that family Game Pass thing.
Yeah,
Then
who knows what's gonna happen? E3 maybe.
Otherwise, I don't have Game Pass. So
if they will, if PlayStation
if they
doesn't
will,
block it.
right? You're right, because
PlayStation blocks it.
What's PlayStation gonna block today?
Wait a minute, we can't
Assholes.
have family Game Pass. There's no other family subscription. Yeah,
Yeah, it's nonsense. You're taking over the family space.
wouldn't surprise me. Our Rude Days 93 segment.
No,
we have scoring.
no, just over under. We're not even doing any of
Oh
that.
boy,
Just
the over under segment. We have a scoring update. Delvin got a point for Star Wars. Delvin is now in the lead, 10-8. Delvin's running away with it.
Good for you.
True or false? Star Wars Jedi Survivor will outsell Hogwarts Legacy for the year.
True.
What did Hogwarts Legacy do?
A lot.
Nobody knows. You just got to
The
make.
year's not over with
You don't
yet
get
either.
to say it now. You get
The
to-
year's not over with. We still have the rest of the year to go through. Hogwarts has isn't there like some kind of like reboot happening with Harry Potter? But you gotta remember, Harry Potter also has all that backlash. So there's not a whole lot of Star Wars backlash. So I'm going with Star Wars.
So the question is, Star Wars Jedi Survivor will outsell Hogwarts Legacy for the year.
Remember, Hogwarts Legacy has a couple of months on it.
Yep.
It's difficult. I'm gonna say false.
He's like, I'm not trying to give up that lead.
I was glad he went. I'm going to say true because one, it's Star Wars. I think Star Wars has a bigger fan base than Harry Potter. But two, just to give Delvin, so I was wondering, will Jedi come to EA Play? Could that hurt sales at all?
Eventually, it'll come there. Like the Fallen Order came to it eventually, but it's in EA Play Pro already. So if you're a Pro member, you have it, but it'll probably eventually come to EA Play.
I still think there's a big Star Wars fans, like in video games. They just have decades of building support where Harry Potter doesn't. I think that matters.
Yep.
Chase, you just missed us talk about the Ally. Like roll back maybe 10 minutes. If you just joined, I don't know. You just joined. And then I got a couple rumors that we can buy or sell. Mortal Kombat to be announced with PlayStation event in May. Buy or sell?
Selling that. Reason why I'm selling it is because Street Fighter 6 is about to come out and like a lot of promotion from PlayStation for Street Fighter. So I think it would be really odd to have a PlayStation event in May for Mortal Kombat right before Street Fighter 6 comes out. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
I agree.
For the heck of it, I'll just say true. They got to announce something, and I don't think they have a whole lot of first-party games. So eventually, I think they'll have some third-party announcements, and why not Mortal Kombat? This might be more likely for that showcase, but the rumor is that Armored Core is coming out in August. Buy or sell?
About it.
Yeah, who knows? Like, sure, right?
Okay.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Sure, I don't know. Fuck.
Can't wait to see it because the trailer they showed looked epic, but that game is going to be so damn brutally hard. I'm never going to play it.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And we can roll into questions.
Hey, PSVG gang, is it time to get into the questions?
Yeah. That's just great. All right, first questions. Quentin. So Q43N is Quentin.
There you go.
Thank you for clearing that up, Quentin. We appreciate it. He says, what games have you excited about this console generation? I can't wait for the Wolverine game to come out. It's been too long. Thanks for the pod. Love listening to you guys on my ride to work. Thank you for listening to us, Quentin. We appreciate, the love and being able to give you something to listen to on your commute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Delvin, what games have you excited about this console generation? Not just excited right now, but excited about the generation. It's the same face he made when we asked him about like what games are excited for VR.
You visually see him thinking. Like it creates an expression.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine is one of them. I love Marvel stuff. I'm trying to think because
I don't mean to. Spider-Man 2 though is just more of what you already know, right?
Yeah.
Does that have you excited about
That's
the
not a bad thing.
generation? I think that just has you excited for like the next
Spider-Man.
game to come out.
Yeah.
The next Spider-Man.
You don't know what
Spider-Man.
Wolverine is. Like, that's
No
a
clue.
whole
You know
different
what?
level of excitement.
That demo that came out with that last week that looked real as fuck.
Oh, don't. Are you serious?
This is where we're going.
I'm scared the shit out of that game.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I hate saying this because I'm usually like, Mr. Freedom and Liberty and everything. I kind of hope Storefronts block that game. Like,
No, I'm not talking about the game itself.
I just don't want the fallout of that game. Like, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear about it. I just don't want it. I'm like Jim
I'm not talking
Ryan.
about the game
I
itself.
just don't want it. I just
I'm
want it to
talking
go
about how
away.
it looks, the technology behind it. If they can get that in the other games looking like that, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty impressive, but that game scares
But
the shit.
that game looks like, I'm not gonna say it. We're on the
Active shooter is a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Board of
I'm
Video
not-
Games covered it. We haven't. For anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a game called Unrecord that's getting like a viral look right now because it looks incredibly real. Where you like go into a building as a cop and you shoot people.
Too real.
It looks very real, like almost like FMV video recording real.
It is
And
going to
I
be a
didn't think it was
cop
a real
training
game.
simulator.
for as much shit as the video game industry has taken about being tied or responsible for shooting and things like that, like this is the last thing that I think the industry needs. And I'm not necessarily upset that they're making the game, but I think to make a game like that, you have to show like a lot of restraint and be very responsible. And I don't necessarily think this developer is, based on the known leadership that's at that developer. And the thing that scares the shit out of me about it more than anything are the mods. As I mentioned in the Board of Video Games, I 100% think if this thing gets released, which I'm not sure it's actually ever going to come out, but if it does, I 100% expect people to make Columbine mods. They'll make any notable thing. They'll stream it. It'll be on Twitch. It'll be a thing. And then of course we're gonna have to deal with fucking Ted Cruz or somebody talking about this is why they need to shut down games and shit. Like this is the last thing that I want to see. And this last thing, that, to be honest with you, it's just the last thing that video games need. Like, just nobody needs this. Because
I think the way, if you take out the grossness of it, the actual technology, the way how realistic it looked, I thought was really cool.
yeah, I agree with you there. We haven't seen that type of visual
So-
fidelity.
That makes me leads into like my answer was like the Matrix demo that we got, where they had
That's
the whole
another one.
like Unreal 5, all of that tech. Like that looks incredible. Like that's what has me excited for us finally dropping the older consoles and starting to really try to push whatever this console generation can push.
Just in time for new hardware revisions to come out.
Exactly.
Because guess what? You're gonna need 'em.
Or yeah. The way it's looking so far is it's like PlayStation 4 Pro is kind of where we're at with these consoles.
Yep.
So, but I'm excited for whatever that Matrix demo turns into.
I'll
I'm
tell you what it's gonna
excited
turn
for
into.
Unreal 5.
It's gonna turn into Gear 6 because that's who made it.
That's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
very excited for whatever the coalition is going to do with Unreal because they are one of the best at deploying Unreal stuff.
I'm excited for Unreal 5. Lumens, all of that. That's what I'm excited for this generation.
Is that Avion game? Unreal Engine 5?
Who?
That EA game that was just like the magic spellcaster shooter thing.
I don't know.
With all the lights flashing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was wondering
Yeah.
that when I saw it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I'm going
I
to
think
try
it
it on
is.
EA Play. I'm excited for whatever Grand Theft Auto is. They always kind of push the envelope when it comes to kind of like what Breath of the Wild is doing. Not so much graphics and fidelity, but they push the envelope on like just what can be done. Depth, right? Depth of gameplay and systems and stuff. So I'm excited to see what Rockstar's cooking up.
That stuff that leaked out about it a while ago looked really cool.
Oh yeah.
It looked
It
really
Did you
does.
cool.
see Hip Hop Gamers thing? I heard he got like he talked to Dan Houser or whatnot and has a little
Mhm.
inside track. Yeah, basically he's saying
I'm
like
not.
what they got coming like is game
Oh,
changing.
I don't.
So-
I absolutely believe it because here's the thing: every time they've released something for the last 25 years, it's done that. So why would you expect? That's the bar. I would expect nothing less. That's what Rockstar does.
I wonder how if there's a female protagonist. I wonder how many review bombs we get because it's too
Oh,
woke. That's the world we live
Um,
in. It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I'm personally excited. I'm really excited for Fable. I believe in the developer. I'm just excited for Fable to come back. No next gen reasons. Maybe more like how you're excited for Wolverine. It's just been so long. It's a franchise I love so much. So I'm really excited for Fable. I want to see what Gears is going to do. I want to see what Grand Theft Auto is going to do.
Yeah.
Good times.
All on PC where there are no generations.
100%. Generations. How many ROG GE GPUs can I keep buying and slapping onto that bad boy?
Fun times. All right, John 32 has a doozy for us. He says, you have to have a Rebecca level Dark Souls player take on one element of the gaming community. He says Donnie can provide more context on that. Which group of gamers are you choosing and why?
This is probably one of my favorite segments that I've ever done on Check. I forgot what the question was. Somebody asked us a question about something, and Rebecca just went hard and started shooting on Dark Souls fans. Oh, no, I remember the question now. It was if we could Thanos snap a game franchise out of existence, what would we do? And I said Final Fantasy, and her answer was Dark Souls. And then she went on this thing where she just went in and she went, oh, my game is so much harder than everything else, and I don't believe in accessibility. She had like a voice and everything. It just went on a 30-second rant.
It's brilliant.
I love it.
It was great.
That's awesome.
It was so funny. I don't know if I have one.
Mine is the whole woke, the whole review bombers that are mad about females in video games and complaining about things being woke. But, I'm going just against all the people complaining about dumb community.
Shit. Yeah, that wasn't the same context that Rebecca. It wasn't what I was thinking of. I was thinking on an actual fan base, not like a toxic subculture of that. But yeah, I agree with you. Sure.
Yeah. Because
I just think we all take
games are for everybody.
I've just come to the conclusion that I think social media has been terrible for games, and I think people take games way too seriously. I'm here for all of it.
Yeah, we're here for the fun shit, the dumb shit.
I want the artistic expression. I want the lewdness. I want the dumb shit. Like, just be nice to everybody and just I'm here for all of it. Everywhere.
Let art be art. Just because you don't like it, just don't like it and move the fuck on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
Don't say just if you don't think it's not for you.
Pay me no mind.
Too much infighting, too much warring over what can be and what's good and what you can't like and what and I'm just tired of it. Yep. I love female protagonists. I like all the stuff. Like, do all the things.
Yep.
There's way too much choice to argue over it. Like, just don't play it.
Yeah, just
1,000%.
Yeah, play something else. Go play Duke Nukem if you hate it that much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who needs to come back, we need Duke back. Games is better when it was like the Duke, man. Like that's the vibe that I miss. That vibe in video games is gone. Like, it's just nothing can be dumb and fun anymore.
Yeah.
Well, they did make
everything's just got to be emotional or sad or angry. You just can't be dumb and fun. I just want dumb and fun back. And you know what? Maybe that's what Zelda becomes when I fucking glue this giant ball to the stick and go light it on fire and smack it. Maybe it'll just be dumb fun again. I don't know. Might be just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah. Never know. Good question. Good question. KTP says, Kyle the plug.
Yeah.
Once I saw wrestling, I was like, oh, I know what this is.
This motherfucker.
He says, since the new world heavyweight title was announced on Raw, what the hell does that even mean? He says, who will be most likely to win it first? And does that title stay on Raw or SmackDown? So it's a new belt?
It's a new belt.
It's a new belt.
Delvin hates it.
See, what happened was
because he reads AEW writers and he's all out and mad.
This is what happened.
Although AEW introduced like 8 new titles, nobody gives a shit about.
But this is the thing about that though. The guy who owns the titles got beat eventually. They're like, we can't beat this guy, so fuck it, we're gonna make another belt. That's what they did.
Okay, Dev, let me explain it to you differently. Roman Reigns has had the 2 belts for like 3 years, right?
He's got 2 belts?
He's had them both forever.
Yes.
So they're instituting a new heavyweight championship, and then what I expect them to do is at some point they will just unify the 2 belts that Roman Reigns has. And we'll be back to having 2 belts on 2 shows. It's really not that hard to explain unless you're like Delvin and you're reading all these dirt sheets and you want to add all this to it. Like, let's just get all this drama in it and add all that to it.
Time out. Happening. What the hell are 2 belts? Isn't it just like you got the heavyweight, you got the intercontinental, you got tag team? What the hell is all this multiple belts nonsense?
Multiple heavyweight championships for a long time.
You have a champion. You're supposed to have a champion.
There's the Raw
champion. And a Raw champion.
Yep. But then they changed it from like the heavyweight champion, both champions, and then they had the universal champion. That's what they changed it to.
What the hell does that even mean?
essentially Roman Reigns beat the SmackDown and the Raw champion, so now has both belts.
Yeah, he has both belts.
And he's supposed to defend both belts. But he hasn't been beaten in 3 years. And because of that, instead of booking him to lose eventually, because they don't want him to lose, they just made another belt and put it on the other show.
I'm totally fine with that. I understand why this is such a stick for you.
If I'm not a heavyweight, can I win the heavyweight world championship?
Yeah.
What the fuck is the point of calling it a heavyweight championship?
It's the equivalent.
Dude, they've done that for a long time.
Of the 90s Bulls keep winning. So they said, you know what, we'll just make a West Coast championship.
No, it's not, because it's not the NBA. It's not real. It's fake. It's fucking wrestling.
Exactly.
It's not the same
so
thing.
They can have a beat. He can lose.
They can make anything that they want. They can make 19 belts if they want. It doesn't matter. It's wrestling.
Exactly. So they can
what's the
book
problem?
him to lose.
Here's the problem, Dev. Here's the
What's
problem.
the problem?
Delvin is in his feelings that Roman Reigns beat Cody Reigns.
Not at all.
That's what the problem is.
Not at
So
all.
he's over here.
Roman
He's
wins.
over here like Jack being sad.
He
So
is
it is.
exactly that. He's just
Not
upset
at
that
all.
Roman has won.
The problem is that it makes no sense to bring in another belt. Now they
Why
have
not?
3 belts.
It's
Or
wrestling.
they can be like, you know
my
what?
God.
We're gonna make Roman
wrestling.
win this one too
That's what I said.
because he's just that
Now-
good.
now
Just-
that-
I
Now
fucking
that-
said that's
Now they
exactly
do
how
that.
Donnie would
I don't have a
fucking-
problem with that at all.
He gets
They
the
do that. I don't have a problem with that at all. Just give him another belt then, because it makes no sense.
It's wrestling.
it's how
What do
does
you
it not
think
make
makes
sense?
a
We can
whole
just
lot of
keep
sense in
making
wrestling?
belts. There's
Dude,
a
Rey
hardcore
Mysterio
belt.
got
Like what the
thrown
hell?
off a building.
No, because if you're making a belt saying this is your number one belt, and the motherfucker who has the number one belt, no one can beat. You're like, well, I guess somebody can't beat him, so we'll just make another belt. That's stupid as shit.
No, it's not.
That makes no sense.
It gives everybody else a chance to go get another belt.
Go
gives
beat
another-
the guy who has the belt.
It gives
We can't.
another
So
show
let's
the
make
belt.
another belt. Let's go.
Gives another show the belt while protecting their investment.
No,
It makes sense.
that is horrible.
But here's
it?
Dev.
Just
Here's what they
beat
wanted.
the man who has the belt.
Dev, listen to this. Here was the alternative that Delvin wanted. He wanted Roman to lose, Cody to have 2 belts, and then just magically give one up because he's a good
No,
guy.
that's not what I wanted at all.
What
This is
I
very
wanted him
nonsense.
to lose. I want him
I
to
don't need
lose
both of these.
and then say
Let's
this.
give one
Say,
back.
you know what? They could get the exact same
Or they
thing
come up with some,
after he lost.
or Dev.
Or,
This is a terrible idea.
or you have Cody win both belts and be like, "Fuck you, I'm keeping them both,"
That's
and then go with
that's
it,
what
win
you
this
should
third
too.
belt.
Or they come up with some gimmick
That-
match where he loses one but not the other. I don't want any of that.
No.
This is way
My
better
whole
than
point
that.
is this: don't if either have both belts or
Oh my
don't
God.
have both belts.
Dude, this is
Don't
You
wrestling.
just,
bring
you just
another
don't
belt.
like
People-
you just don't like
you've seen
Roman. That's what it
people
is. Right?
die
You just
Who
want
and
Cody.
doesn't
back
like
to
he's my
life.
favorite wrestler?
It doesn't sound like it. It
Roman or
really
Cody?
doesn't sound like it.
Both of them. They're 2 of my favorite wrestlers.
So what's the problem?
He's my
what's the
favorite
problem?
wrestler. Who? Both of them.
I don't like the ideal of having this like, because
you know
the
what he
wrestler
liked?
can't be beat, we're just gonna make
You know what
another
he
belt.
loved? He loved it when Chris Jericho and like 10 dudes beat each other up in a football field. That was the shit.
What?
Because that's wrestling. They
Oh,
didn't beat
is
each other
it?
up for a belt.
It doesn't make sense, but we
People
can just
beating
fight it
up
out
each
the
other
tagline.
in a football field, not on the ring, not in
Yeah.
the squared circle.
The
They're gonna
orange
fight
juice
on the
match. The orange juice match.
It's called the Stadium Stampede match.
Sounds
And
stupid.
the
You know
man-
what
There
that
was a
could
guy
have
on
been?
a horse,
That just
Jeff.
sounds
It's
like the
fun.
Royal Rumble.
was a guy
that
on a
just
horse,
sounds
but
like
you know
the Royal
what?
Rumble.
There was a guy on a horse, but it makes sense according to Delvin. This doesn't make sense. That does.
This was the matches during the pandemic.
Let's have a stadium stampede and a guy on a horse, but we can't have a third belt. That's where we draw the line.
That's where we draw the line.
That's
Exactly. The point I'm
It
trying
makes
to make.
no sense.
We saw Rey
Understood.
Mysterio get thrown
Understood.
off a building. We've seen countless people die. They've been buried alive. All kinds of shit went down in
But
wrestling.
a third
This-
belt is where we
This-
draw the line.
This
No.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
damn
no,
it.
it doesn't make. No, I didn't say that makes sense. I said it's
None of
stupid.
it makes
There's a
sense,
difference.
Remember the
Delvin.
Undertaker
It's
magically?
all stupid. That's
Remember
the
the
whole
Undertaker
point.
Yeah.
magically had a brother that came back from death and burned alive.
But that makes sense.
But this
Well, he
That
just
makes
magically
sense.
come back to death. He just came back. He was alive. He was never dead.
But that makes sense. Undertaker
Look
didn't
at
know his
Delvin.
brother was
No,
alive this
all
whole
this
time.
is stupid.
Had no
Telling
idea this
me,
guy was
damn it.
alive this whole
He
time.
didn't magically
No, no.
He pops up out of a
Just
coffin.
because you
but
don't like the creative
this
they're
doesn't
doing
make sense.
doesn't make it okay. Like, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's like I said. It's the equivalent of telling you, "Hey, this
Hey.
motherfucker can't be beat, so we're
Hey.
gonna make another championship."
Wrestling is
Hey,
stupid
Delvin.
and dumb.
Just like
Yeah.
those guys that we were just complaining about who don't like something, just don't watch it.
That's the point. I didn't even want to talk about this goddamn thing until Kyle the fucking Pug brought it up. So fuck you, and fuck you, Kyle the Pug, for making me talk about this shit.
Go enjoy Goldberg.
Next question.
Yeah, let's give
Go enjoy
Goldberg the belt.
Goldberg. He'll win the AEW Interplanetary whatever. But they'll make the Goldberg belt. Here's just the Goldberg belt.
Yeah,
The Tough Championship or
that.
whatever. The Taz belt.
That's not happening.
Dude, in AEW,
Oh my God,
guy,
the Taz belt.
dude, Dev, in AEW, guy just brought a belt from home. He's just like, I've just had this shit in my
That's
20
not
years
what
in my
happened.
closet, and this is the belt we're going to defend on the show now.
You know what? Let's bring on Rasheed Wallace. He can just bring out Roscoe. That's the new
That's
belt.
it. I mean, yeah, you just bring back belts
That's
from the
not how it
past,
works
apparently. You just
at
walk
all.
up like, here's the belt. That's exactly what happened, Delvin.
The FTW belt is not a credited belt. They don't acknowledge that belt.
Oh, it's on the show. It's a belt.
Sounds like it exists to me.
Defend it. There are matches.
But it's not
Yeah.
accredited.
It doesn't
But it
make
makes sense, though.
sense.
It
But it
apparently
makes
that makes
sense,
perfect
but it
sense.
made
It makes
sense.
perfect sense.
That makes
Makes
sense.
perfect sense.
That makes
Makes
sense.
all the sense. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
This is
Wow.
what we were doing in the Discord the other
This is
day.
nonsense.
Everything makes
No,
sense
no,
except
no.
for them introducing
this
this
doesn't
belt.
make sense.
Oh my
It
god!
makes
doesn't make any
perfect
sense.
sense.
Yeah, here's the beauty of it. The belt's fucking fire. Belt looks amazing.
It's a
I've
nice
seen
belt.
the
Belt
belt.
looks
I never
so
said it
good.
wasn't a nice belt.
It is big gold belt. Like that's the belt I want. Like fuck Roman. Let him keep those belts. Take the ugly blue shit somewhere else.
There you go.
This
You,
is
you're
the
giving
belt,
everybody else motivation to go get this new belt. Oh, well,
Yeah.
got something
And
else to
he's already
chase.
hated it before anybody's had a chance to win it, had a chance to defend it before a story was even told. This could be the greatest story in wrestling that's ever happened. He has no idea.
But it doesn't make sense.
No,
It doesn't
no
make sense.
sense.
And he's
This is
Doesn't make
ridiculous.
sense.
It makes no sense. It's dumb.
Nah, it doesn't.
It's dumb.
It is dumb.
It's ridiculous.
It's no dumber than anything
I
else
hope-
wrestling does.
I hope the next sports team y'all watch it like, you know what? Since you couldn't beat this team, we're gonna make another championship for this team to win. No,
Dude,
that's
I'd
still
love
see,
that to happen to the Browns. That'd be
Here's
so
the thing.
great.
Here's the thing. In actual
so
other
damn
sports, it's not fake,
No,
so they
never
can't
mind.
do that. So
I'm
we
sure
don't have
the
to worry
Browns would
about
lose
that.
that league too.
They'll put them in the XFL. They'll just put the Browns in the
We'd still
XFL. There
lose.
it is.
We'd still lose.
You know what? We can't get a Super Bowl. We're taking our talents to the XFL. We're going to try for that
Great.
championship.
We'd lose in the Canadian Football League. Okay. So the other part about this news story that you don't know, Dev, is that Triple H is introducing this belt on the eve of the draft. They're going to draft people to stay on different shows again. So that's why this belt is being introduced.
Oh, they're doing that again?
yes.
They're doing that
Oh.
again.
Oh, the commission.
So-
Who are the commissioners? Is it still like what's his face?
No
Xavier
commissioners.
Woods?
I don't think
Nobody.
we're gonna have
No
to.
commissioners?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's probably gonna be probably Fox and USA like it was last
Yeah,
year.
those are the
last time.
commissioners. Yeah. So Kyle wants to
The
know who's going to
networks.
win it and what brand does it go to, Delvin?
Seth Rollins winning.
You think so? That's a good pick. He deserves the
who's
belt.
Seth?
Seth
Is that the what's his face? Looks like
He's
dude
married
from
to
Far
Becky
Cry
Lynch.
5.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
like dude from Far Cry 5.
Kinda.
Okay.
I think Roman gets drafted to SmackDown because he's the star attraction. I think Fox is still getting the star stuff. Unlike the
Seth
rest of the
stays on
internet. So most of the internet thinks that they're going to use this draft to split Cody and Roman. I don't. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just hopeful optimism. I think Roman goes to SmackDown. I think Cody goes too. I think they're going to try to keep
That
that
makes sense to
going.
me.
Wouldn't you
so I
want?
think
Do the two factions not fight each other? Like,
they
do they
don't
not
really
go?
have factions yet, but
They
they're
don't do
kind
that
of-
anymore.
But they're going there. They're actually kind of getting there.
Wait,
'Cause
so
you
time
got like
out. So-
kind of Team Cody and Bloodline going on.
so SmackDown and Raw, they're not like East Coast, West Coast, or like
Not anymore.
Eastern Conference,
It
Not
used to be
really
like that.
anymore. Like they
Then what's
used to
the
do it with
point
Survivor
of
Series.
drafting them.
They keep them on different shows.
They're going to try to do that again a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to
So-
try to. They're trying to get back to that.
So if Roman was only on one and Cody was on the other, they wouldn't ever have matches
wouldn't
unless
fight.
it was at a pay per view.
Correct.
But
Correct.
here's the
What
thing:
kinda
they
shit?
could probably come up with a reason, a trade or something where Cody goes. Like if they wanted to split them up for a while and then get them back together, they can. It's wrestling; it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make
But
sense.
I think Cody and Roman go to the blue brand, and I think they're going to focus different people and different attractions on the red brand. And Seth is a good pick. I think Seth will stay on Raw, but I think they should give it to somebody else and then let that person feud with Seth. So my pick is Drew. I think
That's
they
a
give
good
it.
choice.
I think Drew wins it, and then he feuds with Seth on Raw and kind of starts a new thing.
Also, you have to add it makes sense for both of those
Or
cases.
Lashley. I
'Cause
really
the
like
match-
the idea of giving to Lashley. Lashley's a main attraction. He should be booked like one.
I agree. The
Can you
main
imagine
event of
him and
this
Brock
match,
for that belt?
the title match for this match happens in Saudi Arabia. So add in that caveat. So
Could be
people who
Lashley
can't
and
go to
Brock in Saudi Arabia for the big gold belt.
That
What
makes
was
sense.
the dude that suplexed the big dude?
That's
Oh,
Brock
you want
Lesnar.
little Chad Gable? He's not.
Let's let him win it all. Come on.
I'm with
Chad
you, but
Gable-
he's
Give
not
it to
winning
the
the
little
belt.
guys. Those
Chad,
are those
Chad
matches
Gable
are
is never
awesome.
getting any belt unless they reinstitute the cruiser division, which they won't.
That sucks. See,
He'll get a
again,
tag
this is
belt.
why I said if you're not a heavyweight, can you win the heavyweight? Clearly,
You
they
can.
won't book that.
You can if you're Rey
You can.
Mysterio,
Yeah.
This is
but not
nonsense.
if you're Chad Gable.
That doesn't make sense. Stupid Delvin.
Maybe Ricochet one day. Probably not.
Yeah, what about Ricochet?
Nah.
What
I'm here
about
for the little
Ricochet?
people.
What about Raven?
I'm here for the little guys, all right? They're way more interesting to watch. They do some cool shit. Fuck these big bruisers. Nobody wants to watch Goldberg. That's just boring.
Oh, I'm here for big meaty men slapping meat.
I am if it's
not-
not Goldberg.
Not Goldberg. God, no.
Goldberg's gone.
Yeah,
He's not there.
He's going to the
Is he?
shittier AEW brand. He's going to the minor
He's not
leagues.
going to AEW. He may go for like a month. Not even that, probably. If it happens.
All right, enough of that shit. I'm tired of
It's
talking wrestling.
here.
It doesn't make sense.
Rewind.
Chase, that's your fault. Next time, bring your ass on time.
Get here on time, Chase. What the hell? You know what this is.
What the fuck you think this is?
Delvin's
You're not going
just
to go
an
back and
He
antagonistic
thinks,
What
he
happened,
thinks
the
it's
whole same
Canadian.
goes
That's
again?
what it is. He
No.
thinks it's Canadian. This isn't Canada, all right?
We can talk about
Get
the
your
allies
ass here
some
on time. No,
more.
No,
no,
we
Ally,
can't.
and we're
Take
gonna
your ass
do-
back to the podcast.
We're gonna bring Game Tech back. Have a Game
No, we're
Tech
not.
portable PC
No,
podcast.
we're
Me
not.
and Garrett. We talk about
Absolutely
Steam
not.
Decks and we talk about allies. Just all the great things that port
Garrett's
INEO.
not going to have any of that. Garrett's going to talk
Azakoe.
about some really weird emulator machine. He's not going to actually have any things. It will all be old stuff. No, we're not doing that. All right.
We'll talk about that too. We'll talk about emulators and launch boxes and all the cool stuff that you can do.
This sounds awful.
That show died for a reason.
I want no
Do you have
part-
the graphics plug-in
Yeah,
to your Steam Deck, Delvin?
the
I don't
who?
know what the hell that is.
Does
See,
the
you
HD
actually need
stuff-
this show. You
See?
need this show,
See?
Delvin, to
I'm
be
not
perfectly
doing that.
honest.
See?
You need this show. It may help
I'll
you.
just-
We'll call it.
You say you're a
damn.
PC gamer now.
We'll call it Portable Pros, like Power Pros, Portable
Oh,
Pros.
God.
Ian
I'll
Garrett.
just
You
say.
have to you have to
Yeah,
get Daniel.
gotta do
You got to
this.
get Daniel involved.
Yeah, we should. We
Daniel
do
like
little
stays
mobile
like
stuff.
40 minutes away from
iPads
me.
and stuff.
He can just do it for me.
Yep.
Here, Daniel.
If that were the case, he would have already done it.
I don't feel like driving there.
Make him drive to
I'm
you.
lazy.
Make him come to you. Like
That's a good point.
You were just in Orlando. You're clearly not that lazy.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Writing
I'm
fan
not
fiction
gonna
about how
say
this
what
belt
I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
demeans all of
Stay quiet.
WWE and Vince McMahon instead of doing the podcast of beating Daniel.
Nah.
Double was big mad. We went around and around and around and around. And upside down. Big mad.
Ridiculous. All right, so Drew wants to know what's in your backlog at the moment. And he said, how can anyone keep up with all the games that are coming out? Easy. Don't play all of them.
Nah, son. That don't sound fun.
Yeah. I don't have a backlog. I don't believe him. There's no such thing as a backlog. I got a front log, all right? There's games in front of me that I'm going to play. Period.
To games
Dead
like,
Space.
what about games that I've already played? Does that count as a backlog? Like if I
How's
want to
it
replay them? That
I don't
doesn't
think
count,
so.
right?
If you finish them, it's not a backlog. Backlog is
Correct.
like I bought all these games and I never got to them. So both of you have ridiculous ass backlogs that are never ending.
Yeah.
I don't know if I count my games that I've bought that I haven't played as backlog. Like I bought them just because I want them.
That's technically considered the backlog. But to make it make more sense, what's on the back burner for you? What are like 5 games that you just want to get to that you just haven't quite yet?
5's a lot.
I want to play. I bought Prototype off of like your infamous suggestions, and I never played it. One day I would
that's a
like
good
to.
one.
There you go. That's a good
I
one.
have a
good
few
one.
games that I want to replay, but a lot of them are games I've already played before. Like I want to replay Max Payne 3. I'm kind of in the mood.
I want them to remake Max Payne 3. I
I
don't
want
want to replay the one that already exists.
I bought the Crisis stuff. I never got to it. I want to play that.
That's a good backlog one right there, yeah.
I got those on sale and cheap. I want to finish playing my Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I only play GTA 3.
Burning Shores is on my backlog. I guess that's probably the only thing.
One.
What if I haven't bought the game, but I'm planning on it? So that count?
Sure. Yeah.
So like I didn't buy WWE 2K, I want to, and I didn't buy Dead Island, and I want to.
There you
But
go.
I didn't buy them because I know Zelda and Redfall are coming. So I'm like trying to be responsible and space out my stuff.
Redfall doesn't count because you're not paying for that.
No, not Redfall, but I didn't buy Dead Island and WWE 2K because I've got Redfall and Zelda coming up, and I know it's going to take a lot of my time. So I figure when I'm done with those,
Mhm.
then I can look to buy new stuff, and that's when I look to buy one of those.
What about you, Delvin? Anything in the backlog, like all your PSVR 2 stuff that's just collecting dust?
Have you played your PSVR 2? How's that going? Has PlayStation acknowledged PSVR 2?
No, it doesn't.
Have they said anything about it? Like, is that a thing?
No.
There's been a blog post, new games, or anything? I haven't heard about PSVR 2 since the last time somebody asked. Like, you just brought it up,
you
and I
gotta
was like,
ask
oh,
Stingray.
shit, that's the thing.
Stingray, he's our PSVR guy. You gotta ask him. He'll know.
Dead Space, Dead Island 2. It was something else on top of my mind. I had on my mind. Did I have? I don't know what the other game was. Oh, the I guess Like a Dragon, the new one that came out. Ishin, I think it's called. Those are the main
Nice.
three.
What was that? What was that game that came out on PlayStation Plus? Like the little kind of Zelda indie-like thing?
What's the name of that
Zelda
thing?
indie-like
I
thing?
know what you're talking-
Yeah, where you can be a crab and jump off of trees and stuff. Be a log.
That makes you think Zelda? I'm so confused.
I'm not the first person to say Zelda when talking about this game.
I believe you, but when you said be a crab, I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with Zelda? I'm so confused.
It's an open adventure type Zelda-like game that has a whole mechanic where you can like possess stuff. You can be a rock and stuff. That game I wanted to play.
That sounds
I
like
forget what it's
Mario
called.
throwing his hat on things.
It's like
Is
it's
that
got a weird
Tachia?
name.
No, it's not Tachia. Is it Tachia?
I think it is Tachia. I think that's it. Yeah. I know it's got a weird name. I always get it confused, but there's another one like that. It's like Tunche or something like that. Yeah, Tachia.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna play that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Burning Shores in a one that's been on the backlog for a long time for me. Deathloop. I just never went back to it.
Delvin
Something
bought
came
it
out.
for me, and I've never even tried to boot it up. I have just
I think I played like the
maybe
first
one
5 minutes of it.
stick and super bored or something, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it, but probably not. Like I'm just not interested.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. Like I enjoyed the first 5 minutes that I played, but something else came out that I wanted to play more. I just never fucking went back.
It just seems like so much more management than I want from any game.
That's how I feel about Breath of the Wild.
I don't want to be on a clock and on a schedule. Like that's the thing. It's just that. Like the moment you're like, there's this, I'm like, I don't want to do like it's so the opposite of why I play video games. It's like I play video games for the opposite of that. Like I'm trying to get
I
away
just
from
want
that.
to take my time and do what the hell I want.
And people are like, here's a job to do. I'm like, fuck this, man.
TJ wants to know, would you rather be 7 feet tall or 4 feet tall? It's a
That's a really
dumbass
good
question.
Why the fuck would I want to be 4 feet tall?
Exactly. There's only one answer, 7 feet.
The answer is probably 7 feet tall. But here's the thing. It matters if you want to get laid, the answer is 7 feet tall. I think it's gonna be really, really hard to get laid if you're 4 feet tall.
I just would never want to be shorter than I already am. So
But
7 feet tall is the answer.
But here's the
4 feet
thing that I
tall.
would say though. If you weren't worried about getting laid, if you weren't making it off of that assumption alone, being 4 feet tall might have a lot more advantages than being 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall can get me accidentally drafted into the NBA or something.
Maybe.
Like, I might accidentally somebody thinks I'm tall and
that,
have
you're
ability.
healthy 7 foot tall. I'm just thinking like daily life. If you're 7 feet tall, like that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough
good.
to find clothes. It's tough to find shoes. It's tough to ride on an airplane. It's tough to find cars. You've got to elevate door openings. Like it's not as easy as you're chalking it up to be. It's not like, oh, my life's awesome and 7 feet tall.
Look, I'm black. All right, if I'm 7 feet tall, I'm going to the NBA. Somebody's looking at me trying to give me a deal. All right,
Yes,
it is what it
exactly.
is. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Look,
A 4 foot tall black man.
There's only like
It's a
200
problem.
people in the NBA. There's a lot
Right.
of 7 foot tall
Right.
people that aren't in the NBA.
again, I'm gonna accidentally find my way into some
Okay.
league somewhere.
How about we answer this question barring the NBA?
I'm still going with 7 feet.
still
You're still going with
7
7 feet tall? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if
you-
it's not
if
the
you're
NBA,
4
it's
feet tall-
some other league. Again, 4 feet tall.
If
I'm
you're-
not Kevin Hart. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. If
problem.
you're not funny and
a
4
problem.
feet tall, you're not getting no
a
play.
problem.
They
Oh,
are
I
just
told
no
you.
play
I
for
told
the
you
rest of your life.
if that is your main focus, then it's absolutely 7 feet. Like you almost have to give that up if you go the
It's
4
not
feet
even
route.
play. It's not even play. It's just I want to be acknowledged in any way, shape, or form, and not
Yes.
treated as a child. I don't want to
Yeah.
be 4 feet.
Yes.
That's a lot more adversity to overcome. I already have enough adversity. I'm good. I don't
think
want to
you're
be 4
right.
feet.
Yeah, I think
When
you're
you're
right.
when
It'd
you're
be tough to
tall,
be
when you're
4
that
feet
tall, when you're 7 feet tall, people are gonna respect you whether they want to or not.
You can always
Hell.
be a wrestler.
Exactly. I was just about to say I might
Yeah.
accidentally fall into wrestling. You never know. Like
Now,
7
hang
feet
on-
has
hang on
more
a second.
upside.
You also could be a wrestler if you're 4 feet tall.
You wanna be
That
type
works
of
both
wrestler.
ways,
I don't want to
actually.
be that wrestler.
There's an
I don't wanna be that
You don't want to be
entire
that wrestler.
leagues for that. Like that's a thing.
Yeah,
I'm good.
you don't want to be that guy.
I'm good. Yeah.
I don't know, hide and seek.
7 feet.
It's a clear advantage.
Yeah.
Hard as hell to hide for 7 feet.
I'm not playing 7 feet. I'm not playing hide and seek. I'm not doing that. No.
What happened to the Muggsy Bogues love that I heard?
He was.
I just-
Wasn't he 4'11"?
No, he's 5'3". He's 5'3".
You're all talking
He's
about how
not
great he
4 foot,
was, and
though.
you're all like, "Oh, f that! I don't want
Yeah,
any part of
yeah,
that."
yeah. Look, I don't want to be 5'3" either. I'm not trying. That's a lot to overcome. 5'8" is hard enough. I don't want to be any shorter. I'm good.
Now, I'm gonna go with the 4 feet.
Of course
Why?
you are.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go with the 4 feet.
Just to be different.
I'm gonna dress up like Chucky. Like
Oh
I'm
my
gonna.
God. He's basically going to be a sideshow attraction at a circus.
There's some
It's basically
advantages.
what comes.
You guys are dismissing. Like there's some shit. You could do some stuff.
Those may feel like advantages to you. They don't feel like advantages to me in any way, shape, or form.
None at all. Absolutely none.
Moving along. Haley says, 3 favorite movies.
This is the
Completely
state of our
random.
questions that Delvin gets us
Yeah.
now. Haley's just lobbing softballs.
Well,
She's
here
like,
you
"What's
go.
your favorite color?"
Red?
Delvin, you need to do better on the questions, buddy.
Yeah, get it together.
Nah,
All right.
I-
That's why we have you here. You're here to have the following
7,
and get the
that works for
questions.
you too. The 7, we need more questions.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not here for that. I am here to come on this podcast in peace, and you guys make fun of me for 3 hours, then we go home. That's how that works. let's
You
not
have
play
one
dumb
job.
here.
Your one job is to fish for questions.
The fuck is this question? Would you? Oh, I like this question. Would you rather have neural links or nanobots?
I
That's
don't
a
know
great
what the
question.
difference is.
The fuck is a Neuralink?
What's a nanobot?
Nanobot is like little tiny
The
micro
little small
robots inside that do
that you
weird
can
things.
control inside your body and stuff like. Neural link
What?
is if you could train.
You
if
don't watch enough
control
sci-fi.
You can control computers and stuff with your brain. That's what a neural link is.
I think I want the nanobots because those things will heal you and shit too.
Yes.
Oh, it's like some Starship Troopers shit.
Kinda.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I'm going with the
Now, do you
nanobots.
I'm trying to think of a superhero
control
that you would know?
computers with Neuralink? Like, are you cyborg, or is it like you
Yeah,
just
kinda
like
like
have
cyborg.
instant access to information, like you have the internet in your head?
You're kind of like Cyborg.
Oh, I like being like cyborg. It's pretty cool. He just like lifted that lady's
Nanobots are
bank
cool.
account. You know, he's just like, wow, that'd be pretty sweet.
I want the nanobots.
Nanobots
yeah.
are cool.
Might make me indestructible. I'm just gonna go rob the bank.
If you had the Neuralink and you could like adjust your account and you could just buy some nanobots.
But that's kind of cheating the question.
No, it's not.
I didn't think so.
Also,
I was-
nanobots are something you can go buy. You have to have somebody. You have to know somebody who can make those. Just like a.
But if
neural
you have the
Right,
money,
but
then
if
you have the
nanobots,
means.
then you necessarily can't have the means for Neuralink. But if you have the Neuralink, then you have the means for the other
To do
thing.
whatever. Yeah. This is some mad scientist stuff here. It's evil genius. If I just take everything, then I can have everything.
Yeah.
Neuralink might be the way to go. Hack the world.
Are we going to answer Hanley's question?
Chase says, if you could only play one video game franchise for the rest of your life, what would it be? I think the most Haley thing to do is to never acknowledge that question for the rest of the show.
What question? What question? There was no question. What are you talking
No,
about?
we'll answer it, but let's answer Chase's question first.
One video game franchise?
Yeah, if you had to pick one franchise to play for the rest of your life, that's a toughie.
GTA.
That's probably my answer as well. I was thinking that or Call of Duty.
Because it's the most expansive.
I was thinking Call of
like
Duty
this-
because you'll get more of them. Like in my head, I was maybe Assassin's Creed.
I'm gonna do
The
The thing with
so much
GTA
shit.
is you only get one like every 8 years. It's the same thing
Yeah.
like with Zelda.
Yeah. But there's so much you can do in it, and you have GTA Online. That always is changing.
Good point. But in that same time frame, you could have 8 Assassin's Creeds or Call of Duties.
I'm gonna
Plus
go.
mobile
still be-
games. Like there's so much extra.
I'm going Star Wars because there's just a lot of Star Wars games. They're gonna keep making those. So if I want to play like a Call of Duty type game with Star Wars, I got Battlefront. If I want a third person action adventure, we got Star Wars Jedi. If I want like a little like side scroller thing, we got the Star Wars games on Super Nintendo. So I'm gonna go with Star Wars. There's plenty there.
Can't see
Yeah,
says Neuralink is a Fitbit on your head.
Yeah, we're taking that
That sounds
back.
dumb.
Not that thing. We're going
Is
nanobots.
that what you're talking about? Nah, we don't
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah.
We'll take
No,
a
no,
nano.
they
Yeah.
told me I could be
You just-
cyborg.
We're changing his
You just
question.
made Neuralink.
It's not Neuralink. It's Neuralink. We're changing your question altogether,
Okay.
and we're sticking with Neuralink, not not that Fitbit thing. The Neuralink, like cyborg, where I can control computers and just
Yeah.
wipe
That'd
out
be
people's
sweet.
bank accounts.
Why would I want a Fitbit on my head?
Yeah, it just sounds stupid.
You could do that now. Just get one
You
of those
could.
straps.
Yeah, I just get one and put it on my head. There you go.
Three
So I'm playing
favorite
Star
movies.
Wars. What are you doing? What are you doing, Delvin? You're doing Grand Theft Auto and
Grand
you're doing
Theft
Call
Auto.
of Duty. Okay, all right. 3 favorite movies.
Interstellar, Midsummer, Goodfellas.
Those are 3 good ones. 3 good ones. I'm gonna go with Matrix, the first one. Interstellar, because God,
Skill.
that movie's amazing. Shit. Yeah, third one.
Do you guys see my Zippo lighters?
I did.
No,
They're pretty sweet. No? Did
I
you know that Ubisoft has a license agreement with Zippo?
That's cool.
I have
don't need
Assassin's
lighters for
Creed
anything. I would never
Valhalla
do that.
Zippo, and I have a Far Cry 5 Zippo.
That's cool.
They are cool. Yeah, I was pretty excited. I got served up an ad on Facebook, and I was like, "This algorithm is working because I'm buying these motherfuckers right now." How cool is this? I didn't even know that was a thing. You know, I'll go get them.
I had a Rambo Bic lighter that was really cool.
I've never had any lighters. I don't have any need for them.
I like how they look. I don't need. Well, I need it for my stove sometimes because I have a gas stove, and sometimes you have to light the gas stove. So yeah,
Yeah. I think we have one of those like the long lighters for like lighting candles and other stuff. My wife bought
we also have
some
a heater,
electric
too.
lighter, so
we have a gas heater too. So that's really cool. That looks slick.
I'd prefer it as a belt buckle.
Wait till you see the other one.
I've seen the other one. America.
Oh, fuck yeah, America.
Pretty killer.
Yeah. I got 2 favorite movies. That's it. I ain't got a third. Delvin, 3 favorite movies.
Back to the Future 2, Captain America: Winter Soldier, and Transformers '86.
Could you just have said the animated Transformers movie? Like you could have said Transformers the movie. You had to
Yeah,
throw in the
Transformers the
86.
movie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I want to make sure. I want to make it very clear.
It's not
none of
even
that shit.
called Transformers 86, just Transformers the movie.
I know. I want to make it very clear that they didn't think I was talking about the 2005 Michael Bay movie. That movie can suck a dick. I hate that movie so fucking much. I really hate those Michael Bay movies. With the
Are you ladies man 18227? Fucking Witwicky. God.
Words.
It was cool to see them on the it was cool to see Transformers on the big screen. I'll say that.
It was.
And hearing the sounds, they got that right. The rest of it was stupid.
Yeah. Stupid.
My wife
Chase,
loves Darker the Moon, though. She loves that movie. She will listen to anything Optimus has to say. It's a problem.
Peter Cullen's the best. And Chase, I own a Back to the Future hoverboard. I own like a prop of it in my house.
Put that shit on the wall. Like,
So y'all can
putting
tell
all
me
the
it's small?
wrong things on the wall. I mean, it's going to look tiny. It's going to look like a sticker. But if you put enough stuff on the wall, then it doesn't look so bad. You keep putting one thing, two things. It's not helping.
All this space around them. We told you this last time. You need more. You went less.
Now I'll bring all that stuff down.
You need to sticker bomb the wall, basically. Like,
look.
Yeah. Case in point. He's got the instructions.
Then I have to bring all that down here.
Pictures.
Take it all down when I'm finished. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Imagine if I took all this down and left one canvas. You'd be like, Donnie, that's
a nice canvas.
Barren.
I would focus on that one canvas.
You would not.
You'd be like, why is all that white space there?
Why is this shit on the wall there? What is going on? Donnie, fix that.
Tiny ass Captain America.
I was just think he sold it all.
Right, but if you never saw that, it was just one canvas. You'd be like, "That's odd."
That's pretty cool.
It's like a shield he got off of like a kid's birthday cake, like a little birthday cake topper.
Free to Play Joe says, "How do you discover new games or decide what you're playing next?" Apparently, the two of you just scroll through Steam. That's how you find your new game or decide what you're playing next.
When I get stressed or I'm in a bad mood, usually when I'm more of a bad mood, stress isn't the best way of putting it. Things that I like to do is I clean. I get to cleaning when I'm stressed out or in a bad mood. And the other thing I like to do, I like to sift through games, usually buy games. But a lot of times I'll just go to I'll go to the eShop and I'll just like sift through deals or what's coming out soon, or I'll go to the Steam's page and go through the specials page or what's coming out soon. And I'll just click through stuff. And if I see cool box art that appeals to me, I'll read about the game. That's how I usually find new indie games that I'm playing and stuff like that.
I do the same. Sometimes I go, if you go, on the PlayStation 5, you go to the tab of coming soon, and they give you a whole list of games that's announced. You can look through the list and kind of filter what you want. And sometimes there'll be some really cool stuff in there that you didn't even know was even announced and stuff. So I like to do that. Sometimes
it's one of my favorite things to do on Shack. Is talk about some obscure. I think I've always kind of done that, especially on Shack. That goes back like years. I've done that forever. Every few weeks or so, I come in and be like, "Here's this game I bought for $1, and here's 2 minutes about it." I'm buying cheap shit all the time just to talk about.
That's how I got to the Sherlock Holmes series. I just happened to find it like, oh, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
The games are
and you do when it's nice when you do find something. Most of the time it's just junk. But sometimes you really find something that's really good. And you really dig it.
Totally not how I do things at all.
I like to browse. I miss that
like doing that
Blockbuster, like walk up and down the aisle and look at things.
I don't even do that in Blockbuster.
I think that's where that itch comes from. You know.
So what did you do in Blockbuster?
I knew what I was going for.
Here's Dev again.
That's not fun.
I shop. I don't browse. I don't shop. I buy.
I don't think you and I ever. I don't think you went to Blockbuster as much as I did then.
I absolutely didn't. Like I'd
I
go probably once a week,
every Friday for like years.
Oh yeah, so did I. But I was getting a game or a movie, but I already knew what I was going for. If they didn't have it, I was leaving.
At 3 for $5, I was getting movies all the time. Yeah, they had like 3 for $5 DVDs. Yeah, and I would go in there every week and pick up 3 DVDs and just watch them. Yeah,
I never got a DVD from Blockbuster. I only ever rented tapes, cassettes. But the time DVDs hit Blockbuster, I was not going to Blockbuster.
Oh, that last era of Blockbuster was the best when they were like, "Hey, we're selling video games and DVDs
3 for $5, 5 for $10." just boxes of shit. Just come and
amazing.
grab this stuff. Yeah.
So you guys
I was buying
stockpile.
all
You guys
kind of
are
shit.
like, you guys are buying in bulk. You guys are bulk gamers. You're bulk people. I'm like onesie
By the bucket.
twosies. Again, only gyms. You know,
Yeah,
you
so that's
guys
the thing,
live
man.
that
I watched
bucket
a
of
lot
rice
of
creed.
crappy movies, but I also found a couple you've probably never heard of that are pretty cool.
I'm sure you did. No, I don't have time.
I
Chase
remember those last day of blockbusters.
Chase says 2 words Game Pass. Yeah, like sometimes I just get in the mood and I want to like go browse the aisles and I'll spin up the Game Pass app and just go look through like what's in here.
Yeah, no. I have a list of games that are coming out this year. Those are the games I'm buying. I don't go looking for anything else.
You gotta venture outside, man.
I don't have time
You gotta meet
or desire. I'm good.
You just
Like-
stay in your own bubble.
I'm very happy with what I
And
have.
his 6 friends.
Good. We're here. We're good. You know, I don't need to spend $1 on a crappy game that I'm gonna play for 2 minutes. It's just that's not how I roll.
Yep, I love the impulse buy. I'm a sucker for good box art.
Me too.
I am not an impulse buyer at all. Y'all flush for cash. Y'all hear my situation out here in California.
He's turning shit off. He's not trying to watch movies.
No.
Turn that DVD player off.
Normally I have the top light on. That light is not on. It is just the ring light. That's it.
Nobody needs movies. Draw your own movies.
Yeah, you better pretend. You better make some shit up in your head and just go there.
Either you play the TV or the DVD. You don't play both.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much.
We can't watch the DVD or the TV part.
Matter of fact, you better here. Just watch it on my phone. It doesn't cost you any electricity. Here, you're good. No, I don't know Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is off right now. We're just 4G.
Definitely out here living in like damn third world country out here in California. Jesus.
It says, with Nintendo being at Gamescom, do you think that was the reason for them not to attend E3?
No, they just knew everybody wasn't going. So we're not going either. That's what it
Yeah, I
was.
don't think Gamescom had anything to do with it whatsoever. It's like, hey, we're not going.
They called Sony. Hey, y'all going to this E3 thing? Nah, we ain't gonna be there.
Yeah, and that's either.
Hey, Xbox, y'all going? Nah, we good. All right, we ain't going either then. That's kind of how that went.
Basically.
Like, nah.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. They could have always planned to go to Gamescom. They could not. Who knows? Who knows with Nintendo? Nobody ever knows.
Ooh,
People are wondering if they're
news?
going to launch a console at Gamescom. They're going to show off the new console.
At Gamescom?
Gamescom. Well, where else would they do it? There's no E3.
VGAs?
Think they do the Game Awards?
I think that makes more sense than Gamescom.
Probably. Yeah.
Hey, Delvin.
Yo.
Heater tied, 113 apiece. Minute and 20 to go.
Oh,
Tell me that.
Jimmy Buckets. Time is now.
Let's go. Let's send these Bucks home.
Oh, man.
Speaking of
series
Jimmy
at?
Butler, if they're up 3-1.
3-1? Yeah.
Yeah, this is win or go home for the Bucks. Speaking of Jimmy Buckets, TBR says Jimmy Butler scored 56 points on 67% from the field. He is that
He's
guy.
on fire.
Is Jimmy Buckets a future Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he was a Hall of Famer
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, I agree.
Without question.
There are a lot of people in
Absolutely.
the Hall of Fame that I don't think people think of when they think of Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Like the NBA's Hall of Fame is pretty laxed. Like you just
Yeah.
basically
You just have to be
like
really
a
good.
basketball player. I didn't think
Mhm.
really good.
Not
You
yet. Not
have
really
to
good. It's
be a
good.
good basketball player. Like if you were good, if you were like an all-star that was just good for a long period of time, you're probably a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like
Yeah.
a multiple all-star. Like if you were just an all-star once, but also just good, you're probably going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. You don't want to be. I mean, Hall of Fame is almost a given. You're trying to crack that top 50, top 100.
Yeah, you want to be on like the
list.
all-time
Now
list,
that-
not the Hall of Fame. All
Yes.
kinds of people. Like Penny Hardaway is probably in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he'll be there.
I'm checking
He'll be
that right now.
As we've discussed, he's not that great. So,
No, See, here we go. This motherfucker.
Look, it's been proven over and over. I've given you countless examples.
No, you've just
player after
you've
player
just brought
that
up
is
some
more
nonsense
accomplished and
stats.
better than him.
Longer career, non-injuries. It's,
Gilbert Arenas better than Penny Hardaway. Just facts.
No, it's totally
Just
different.
facts.
No,
Joe Johnson
No,
better than Penny Hardaway.
no, absolutely
He
not.
is.
Joe Johnson was just a scorer. He had a pure stroke. That's about it.
Joe Johnson is like one of the most accomplished scorers of all time.
Yeah, again, I just said he's just a scorer. Penny was more than that. Penny was not just a scorer.
Was he? For like what? Like
more than
a
that.
year and a half?
Yeah, exactly. And then he was hurt. That was it.
Okay, then. But again, your point that you always bring up as he hurt is making my point that other people are more accomplished and better.
Because you're arguing accomplished. I'm not arguing
We're
accomplished.
talking about Hall of Fame, which is the Hall of Accomplishment.
Again, we just said you can get to the Hall of Fame. You know, look, they're gonna put everybody in that motherfucker. We're not worried about Hall of Fames, all right? So
Kevin loves going to the
thank
Hall
you,
of Fame.
Chase. Thank you, Chase. He is. He should.
This again, we're not weighing the list of the greatest players that could have been something. We are talking about
that's
the
all I'm
greatest
talking.
players of all time.
Again,
and you
this
have to
is
do
what
it
I've
more than 8
always
months.
been talking is could have been.
Yeah, that's a different list.
That's the only list I've ever been talking about.
No, it's
Penny
not.
Hardaway was fucking
You're
great.
talking about all-time greatness and all that, and he's not. He's just
I
not there.
did
It's
not say all-time greatness.
You did when we first started.
You and all your damn
Maybe pull the
stats
tape.
and your numbers and shit.
You just don't like
Penny
reality.
was
You don't like
fucking
facts.
amazing.
He's just
all
like,
right?
listen,
Penny
don't come
was
in
fucking
here
amazing.
putting my argument down. I don't appreciate these facts.
Rejected.
Get the shit out of here. All right.
Yeah, you can keep doing it, right?
Penny was dope. Penny was fucking dope.
For a couple years.
Robbed. Gone too soon. Gone too fucking soon.
He's still alive.
Yeah, he still is.
Nah.
As we've showcased, he's
As
still
I told
here.
you, Penny is dead. Anthony is alive. Penny
He's like a
died.
coach. He's like a coach.
Penny died.
Very much alive.
I saw
Yes,
him with Shaq a few weeks ago.
Anthony Hardaway is a coach of Memphis, but Penny died. Penny died a
Who was better,
long time ago.
Penny Hardaway or Brandon Roy?
I will never know. We'll never know.
Based on what you have, based on the data you have.
I think we do. know.
Unfortunately, there's not enough data available. It's impossible to know.
There's enough data.
Chase asked me how I feel about Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady is one of the people I brought up that's better than Penny Hardaway. I was bringing up how many people are better than Penny Hardaway.
Chase McGrady.
And I could
We'll
bring up
never know.
100. There's hundreds. There's plenty of people that are better than Penny Hardaway.
Unfortunately, we'll never know.
So we do know.
There's just not enough
We
data
do
available.
know.
It's just unfortunate.
We have his whole career to look at. We definitely know.
No.
So many seasons of
So
averaging
much
7
skewed
points.
So much skewed data, it just doesn't work.
We talked about
Sorry.
even at his height.
We can't
not
put
a
it in
great
there.
3-point shooter, not a good free throw shooter for a guard or a scoring guard.
He was hurt. Never
I
know.
think
We'll
just
never know what he could have been. We'll never know
just
what he could have ascended to.
A bit more impactful than he truly was, I think is
That's
the right way of
not
putting it.
true at all. It's just not.
Remembered. Remember.
I forget that you're younger, Donnie, and you weren't there, and you
He's
didn't
cooler
really
than,
watch the
like,
NBA.
He's cool.
You're just
He's got a
looking
good
at the
facts,
numbers.
He's got a cool name,
Just looking
popular
at
marketing
numbers.
campaign, but not quite the player that people want him to be.
You're just so wrong. And it's
As
so
we've
sad.
established, Paul Pierce, every
No.
bit a better player.
Paul Pierce, ugh. You
1,000
shouldn't
times
even
better.
bring up his name in
Game-winning
the same sentence.
champion.
No.
Game
You know
winners,
what?
champion.
He happened to be in the right place at the right time where
What
Penny
game-
wasn't.
Penny didn't even
It's
lead his
just-
team in
it's
scoring
unfortunate.
in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Shaq. Why would you?
And point made.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that with Shaq. It just doesn't make any sense.
I'm telling you, look, I like Penny Hardaway. I
No,
just
you don't.
respect him
No,
for
no,
what-
you don't.
That's a
You
lie.
do
That's
not. You
absolutely a lie.
do not like Penny Hardaway.
I
You
do.
don't like him at all. In
I
fact,
absolutely
he might
do.
be your most hated basketball player.
Not even close.
Oh, he's
No.
definitely
That
he's
would
definitely
definitely
like
be
top
Paul
5.
I
No,
don't think he
you
is.
just sang Paul Pierce's praises. You
Because he
love Paul
deserves it.
Pierce.
It's not-
Paul
it's not
Pierce is in
singing
your top
praises.
5.
It's respect.
Paul Pierce is like number 1
Respect.
all time for you. You love Paul Pierce.
Absolutely not.
You probably have a Paul Pierce T-shirt somewhere. You love Paul. It's cool.
No.
It's cool.
No, absolutely not. This is
It's
when
cool.
you
You love Paul.
Chase, is your argument that Penny Hardaway is better than Paul Pierce, a multiple-time champion, like
We'll
a 9-time
never know.
All-Star, one of the
We'll never
greatest
know.
players to ever play the game, a dude that
greatest
never made
players
the
that ever
finals,
played a game.
that never
Ugh.
led his team in scoring and only had like 3 good seasons in the league? Is that your argument? Because if that's your argument, then you, sir, have lost the argument.
You can't even argue this. The data is not
can't
there. It's not
argue it.
possible
The
to
data
argue
is
it
there. I've got 14
because he never
seasons
got
of
to
data.
peak. He never got to peak.
As I pointed out,
The injury.
the year
like,
after he got hurt, he had a better year than the year before he got hurt.
no, he did not.
He did. It wasn't
No, he
until
did not.
it wasn't until the second injury. That's when his career
The
tanked.
year after he got hurt, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. End of
He had a
story.
good year after he came back. He had a
He
good
had a
year.
decent year.
Statistically, he had a better year.
See,
than
and
the
that's the
year before.
thing. You're always just going off these stats. There's so much more to it.
I love
There's
you.
so
I love you.
much more to it than just the
off
fucking
these
stats.
things that don't make my argument while I just say random
See,
things
you're-
that you
you're
have
like-
to accept as true.
You're the new blood. You got all these damn analytics and shit.
the
You
new
don't
blood.
NBAs don't care about this fucking analytics shit. All right. There's so
need
much
the
more
eye
to it than
test.
that. Yeah, you gotta have the eye test. All right. This analytics nonsense.
Wow.
I hate it all. I hate it
Eye
all.
test. Just because I believe it, it is. The eye
Yes,
test.
Eye.
No,
That's how it works.
Again, I think you're remembering the documentary and not the actual.
no. I'm remembering like the actual.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You weren't there. I wouldn't expect you to understand. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
Best guard in the NBA. Best guard?
At that time, yeah.
He played with
At that
Michael
time?
Jordan.
At that time, he
You
was
smoked him.
fucking sweet. He was fucking sweet. Yeah, he wasn't better than Jordan. Let's just.
No,
but
of
again,
course not.
I don't know if he's talking about point guard or two guard. Like, what are you talking?
He said
What are you
guard.
talking? Yeah,
You're talking about Stockton. You're talking about Peyton. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
he was gonna be better than Stockton. Stockton was a bully though.
Dude,
Stockton was that dude.
he averaged what? We went over. He averaged like what, 3.8
Here we go with
assists?
this average stuff. Let's
Best
stop
all
it.
around
All-around
point guard. He
point guard.
barely had any assists. Barely any. And you're like, oh, he's way better than Stockton, the all-time like assist leader. This is the bullshit that you guys are spewing. This is
Because
bullshit.
it's-
That is just bullshit.
You know what?
It's
This
so
is
much
what I
more
call
to it. It's so
karma.
much more to it.
See how worked up
Karma.
y'all got me earlier in this goddamn podcast? Now I can sit back and relax.
No, it's just like it's like talking to somebody who's like the earth is flat when it's like it cannot be. You can't say he's the best all-around point guard, better than Stockton, one
When
of
you
the
talk
greatest
about
to ever
all
do
around,
it when he didn't
Stockton
do it.
was the greatest assist and he had a great shot, but he wasn't somebody who was great at defense. He wasn't somebody great at no, I'm sorry. All around,
Boy,
Penny
this is so
was a
bad.
better defender. He probably
say.
wasn't as good as running an offense, but he never got the chance to get there. But it's all right. It's all right.
And cats are killing
we're,
each other.
we're never going to agree on this, and that's fine. I don't care.
It's like talking to a brick
Penny's
wall.
awesome. Yes, it
Come with
is.
multiple
absolutely is.
waves, facts, examples.
Yes, you can come with
proof.
all of your statistics and
Proof.
shenanigans that you
Like the
want,
Chappelle-
all of your goddamn
Chappelle
advanced nonsense that we don't care about that
trial.
is killing the league right now. It's all this load management stuff. It's
I'm not load
shenanigans.
management. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm
It's
talking
advanced
about
analytics. That's all I'm
talking
giving you.
about
is-
accomplishments.
Yes, that's fine. But there's
I'm
more
talking
to
about
it,
accomplishments.
especially when you have the injury that completely derails it. We'll never know. Like we'll
You act
never
like no
know
other
what
players
Penny
ever got
could have
injured
been.
and come back and been good before. There's a lot of players.
Come
that-
back and be oh come on, Heat, get it done. 116, 117, 6 seconds. Come on, Jimmy buckets.
Telling me the score. Roger Stone's in AEW, Donnie.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
It's
Delvin Jr.
it's
says,
important
which
that it-
game's box art felt like represented the game the best? For him, he says, T. Lou having Joel looking back on Ellie in the worn out city. It was simple, yet effective. It's so good, all the other T. Lou games box art sucks in comparison.
There's only one other box art.
I gotta look up box arts now. I don't.
Well,
think
there's more than that because you have every fucking re-release of T. Lou.
Oh, yeah. I don't count those. I only go by the original.
Dude, Castlevania's box art was dope.
That's the one I was going to go with. I was
Yeah.
going to go with
All
Castlevania
of that
2.
old box art from like Genesis and shit was fucking awesome.
NES,
Yeah.
Genesis.
That
That's
was
what I
just
was
like
gonna go
all like what was happening in your imagination while you were playing those
Mhm.
games was the box art.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know
that
what
box
was
art
it?
is top shelf.
8-bit and 16-bit definitely
So
have the best
good.
box art.
Yeah. You know which one was it? Fucking
Mega
Mega
Man.
Man.
Mega Man. Yeah.
Box art was
Oh fuck! Hang on.
oh,
His cats are attacking each other. Yeah, Mega Man was awful.
gang fighting.
The sad part
war, Mega
was
Mega Man box was fun.
like Mega Man was so bad they had to change the box art because they thought the U.S. audience wouldn't like it, and then also his name is Rockman. It's not even Mega Man. Like they just U.S. was like they're not gonna get this. Let's make it way
They're not
worse.
gonna get it. Rock and roll.
Just ugh.
Oh yeah, Clock Tower's really good. Scissor Man.
This is what led me to this game. When I found this game in a discount bin,
You were just
was
browsing.
the art. Yeah, I was just looking around and I was like, "Look at this shit! Look how awesome this looks!" And then
I have to still have
one of my
game
favorite
store.
games of all time.
They should remake that.
They absolutely should remake it. I don't know what the hell ASCII or Sunsoft is doing anymore. They're making Iki the NES platformer remaster, or whatever bullshit.
Clock Tower was dope.
Clock Tower's box art is incredible. I don't think I've got anything that can beat
It's
it.
another good box art.
I like
What's
Castlevania
up
better
with
than
the
that
box
one.
Castlevania's
Gaiden.
box art is pretty epic.
I like Ninja Gaidens. I like Contras.
This guy was dope.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's box art is
Street Fighter
awful.
was really good.
No,
Did you say
the
all
box
one?
art
Which one?
for Super Nintendo, the original one, that
the
box
one
art
that
is
has like
terrible.
Blanca on it with Chun-Li and shit.
And Ryu laying on the floor, that box art is awful.
What?
That box art is terrible.
Come on.
Oh my god, that box art is terrible because it's like live act. It's just right. Ugh, it looks awful. It looks awful.
Let me look at it right
I'm
now.
combing through pictures. I think Super Mario 3's box art is good, but I mean it's just Mario. It's not like epic or anything. But it is kind of iconic.
It's iconic. It's definitely
Yeah.
iconic.
The Dragon Warrior box art is also really good.
I have to look that up.
Okay.
Dragon Warrior,
I'm
Dragon
looking at the
Warrior
Street
2,
Fighter
those are
box
really
art.
good. That
Dude,
shit is
Atari
cheesy.
box art. Atari box art is pretty fucking awesome. It's a shame the games look like they do, but
Ooh,
the box
Double
art is
Dragon.
incredible.
Double Dragon 2's box art is pretty dope too.
Dragon Warrior is pretty good. I'll give you that.
What the hell happened? Did you hear that, Dev?
Yeah, just
He sounded like
Yeah.
Jigsaw for a second.
internet
Me?
glitch. I don't know. Yeah, you kind of like
Yeah, you
dropped that. It
just-
was weird.
Oof, I'm sorry.
Internet glitch. You know, it is what it is.
Dude, Pitfall's box art's kind of neat. It reminds me of like those magazines that used to be like the Life magazines, like a dentist's office.
Oh yeah, I know those. Atari
really
box
get-
art was always good.
Really cool new box art, right?
I mean, not really.
Yeah, not really.
No,
Oh, the Fire Emblem Three Houses Steelbook was pretty damn incredible. Hang on, I don't know what my cat is like trying to kill my other cat.
Separate them. You really like that box art for Street Fighter? It's so cheesy.
it was. I was looking at it like, yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm looking up something. I want to remember if I remember this box art. No, that's not the one. I was thinking of Splatterhouse.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, Splatterhouse was cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It just makes me miss gaming magazines and getting that cover art.
Yeah.
Game
God, I
magazines
missed
were
that time.
awesome.
Yeah.
I used to
Splatterhouse.
love getting like Nintendo Power and Game Pro in the mail.
EGM. Had all of them.
Yeah.
Splatterhouse reminds me of the Mad World cover.
Yeah,
You guys remember that
that makes sense.
on Wii?
Mad
I
World?
do.
No.
You never heard
No.
Mad World?
No. The Wii? Come on now. Let's be real.
Yeah. None of the Gears box art really does it for me. I mean, it's not bad. It is exactly what you think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like box art now is just like the game versus like
Yeah.
imagination. So
Yeah.
it's just they're literally like a lot of them is just pulled from the game.
I
So
wonder, like, how I don't think it sells anymore. Like, the game sell because it has an awesome box art.
Because it's digital.
probably not.
Box
yeah, it's
art-
digital.
Oh, hang on a second. All right, I've got one for you to look up. You can either look it up on Steam or you can just Google it. But any of the games from New Blood,
From New Blood?
yeah. they have
Oh, I know
box
you're talking
art.
about like
and
the
it's
Faith.
incredible.
I
Like
I
on
have one
Steam.
of them, like Faith is one
Yeah,
of the games.
Dusk.
The box art's awesome.
Ultra Kill and shit. Yeah, it's really
Oh.
good.
It all just looks like Stranger Things.
Yeah, like
What?
like a grindhouse style.
Yes.
It looks great.
Yeah, like looking at the cover for Dusk and Faith, it just made me think of Stranger Things.
I think Dust is the one I have. Because they're really cheap games and they're pretty decent.
Faith is good, but that's not what you should. If you really want to like play their stuff, you need to play their shooters. Faith is like an off. That's not what they do.
Okay.
Play Dusk. Play Dusk.
Dusk, okay.
Dusk or Ultra Kill, but Dusk. Play Dusk. Dusk is amazing.
Okay.
I didn't like Ultra Kill as much. It's good, but Dusk is really good. Like I really like Dusk, and Dusk is great on Switch.
F-Zero box art.
You don't remember it? It's just spurned in my brain. F-Zero's box art is cool.
Oh,
F-Zero
okay,
has
yeah,
cool
yeah.
artwork.
Yeah.
Like the one
That is cool.
That's like the one. That's one of the games that like Nintendo fans love that I'm not as into.
Yeah, I'm not a big
F-Zero?
fan of F-Zero, but
That's the one that I'm kind of on the outs with the Nintendo faithful.
I thought it was fine.
It was all right.
There's like mad, huge clamoring for F-Zero to come back and a remake, and I'm just like, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't see
Falcon Punch!
We have Mario Kart.
I'd rather have Excite Bike, which like
Yeah.
Rebecca
I
and everybody
love
else
Excite
hates. Everybody hate. They're
I
like, what? This is
love
stupid.
Excite Bike.
Absolutely F-Zero, and I'm like, please.
Excitebike was awesome.
I'd much rather have
It's great.
Excite Bike or Wave Race. Like I would come up with so many other things.
You're
F-Zero,
talking about like
the Penny
Excitebike
Hardaway
64, though?
of video.
Okay, it's time to go. It's been fun. It's been real. We're going to leave you with this ridiculous question from Chaffee. He says, best duo, not gaming or wrestling relating. He says it's titties.
That's pretty good.
I think
Tough
he's
to
right.
beat.
It's a pretty good one.
How about peanut butter and jelly?
It's a good one, but it can't beat titties.
Nah.
Buffalo wings and nothing.
No.
Stop.
No.
You're not
No.
beating titties.
Chaffee won.
Dev and Donnie.
That's a great duo.
I'm telling you right now. I love you guys like brothers. Y'all not beating titties. If somebody tells me, hey, there goes Dev and Donnie, and there's some titties, I'm like, I'm going over there where the titties are at. Thank you. I'll talk to the brothers later.
Yeah, but what kind of? But all titties?
Yeah, all titties aren't made the same.
Are you sure?
Yeah, all titties not really the same.
That could turn poorly for you real quick, man.
Especially in Florida. You never know, man. It could be real bad.
Outcast,
Good point.
Outcast is a great duo.
Outcast
Tom and
good.
Jerry,
That's a great duo.
I don't care about Tom and Jerry.
I like Tom and Jerry.
Mario and Luigi,
They can kick rocks.
Batman and Robin,
Also can kick rocks.
Snoopy
Ren and
Woodstock.
Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy is good.
I like Snoopy. I love Snoopy and Woodstock. Yeah, I like it.
They're cool.
Coyote and Roadrunner,
Classic.
Salt and Pepper,
Red and Meth.
Red and meth. Yes. The Walk Wilder. Oh, man.
macaroni and cheese.
Ooh, that's a good one. I love mac and cheese.
Who
I
doesn't?
want some now.
Yeah. Mac and cheese is good. Okay, well, that's going to do it for episode 84 of the Play Some Video Games podcast. Hop in our Discord and let us know what you think the best duo, not in gaming or wrestling ever is, and start a conversation. But until next time, play some video games.
On the Asus Ally.